Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Hear me? Hello? Hello? Sorry, my computer is acting all kinds of strange today. Anybody? Anybody? Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry, my computer's acting up. I got way too many things open right now. I'm trying to close them all out. Yeah, sorry guys, sorry. Computer's spazzing out right now. I had too much stuff open. I'm gonna save this and close this out so I don't want to... Is everyone here? I'm so sorry, guys. So let's talk about why this is happening. Recently got a new computer a couple months ago, and I love it. It's great. It looks awesome. It works great. It has good features, but it doesn't have everything my other computer had. So it's not fully capable yet. I'm still trying to build it. So sorry about that. If I dip out, y'all don't run anywhere. It's just the computer being the computer. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay, so we're here. We're back. What we're talking about again. So we're at the lodge, right? Had to kick rocks and run back. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I've just been really busy lately. See, November hit. I got the job at the pool place. That place was working out for a good amount of time, and then things went kind of south with that. Just not on my end, but with the company, I couldn't be there anymore, and I had to leave. And then I had a spurt of time in between jobs, which is when I was cranking out what I could with videos, and yeah, and then right at the last end of it, I was Festa week, so we did all those videos, and that burnt myself out. Just, oh my god, let me tell you, 3 videos a day, it's tough. It's tough. Even when you have the time to do it, it's tough. Finding motivation, all that other stuff. Yeah, we're back, man. I'm sorry about that. And so, like, I got a new job, like, right after that. So I've been working at the new job, and I've just been exhausted. I cannot do anything else. Like, I get home, I can barely move. I'm in the heat all day, so... Like, I'm not in the sun, but I'm in the heat. And, customer servicing all day, and oh... It's bad. Noah Brad more. I mean, Hobie song more. I haven't gotten to it yet. I haven't done anything. And then when I say anything, I mean anything. Like, I haven't been on my programs. I haven't played video games. I haven't done anything. I go to work. I'm there for 10 hours a day. I come home exhausted from the heat and moving around and having to talk to people all day, right? And then when I get home, I have to shower immediately because I smell like oil. And then when I sit on the couch, I'm pretty much out in about an hour or two. Like, I have no time, and then I just repeat, and I get 1 day off. Last week I had 1 day off, and then I get 2 days off regularly. So, and we're understaffed, which is not good, but it is what it is. So I did Dang. I watched Dang. I have a reaction to that. So yeah, I've been meaning to watch more. What was you left a comment for me, Marge, saying that raffle for a bowl? What? Can you go into detail for me, because I didn't quite understand the comment. So, but other than that, it's just been a bunch of random things. It's all been very stressful, and it's hard to stream when you don't have energy. I almost didn't have the energy to do today, but I told myself I would. I promised myself I would. I promised Taylor I would. And say it once again. Okay, so in the comment to the video I released like 2 hours ago, you're saying we could do a raffle for a bowl, and I don't know what bowl you're talking about. I don't know if it was a typo or what, but yeah. But it's just been, y'all let me know if I'm lagging or anything. I'll try to fix it, but I can only do so much right now. But yeah, I've just been extremely tired. Finding energy to do anything beyond what, you know, that day includes. It's been difficult. It's been very difficult. Actually, we'll talk about this a little bit later. I had a breakdown 2 days ago, so it was bad. Anyone have tips on how to fall asleep fast? Because when I'm in Alaska, I have to wake up at like 4:30 and then work till around 9. Here's gonna be your biggest challenge. The sun doesn't always go down in Alaska. It doesn't always stay out either, so it just depends on the time of year. Oh my god, I meant raffle for tickets. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. We could do that. We could do that. So the biggest struggle I'm having right now is I got all this BT21 merch. When we went to California last year and I saw purple, went to the Line Friends store and I bought like $300 worth of stuff, and it was horrible because it was all full price. But it's been sitting in the living room behind me for like this whole time, and I got rid of some stickers to some lucky giveaway people on Twitter, and I still actually have like 1 or 2 that I have left to mail because prices for shipping are insane. Blackout curtains, yeah, blackout curtains would be a real winner there, Liv. But like, these are big items. Like this plushie, like this is huge. This is the real big size plushie, right? And I have 2 of them that I kind of want to do the 2 big plushies and the 2 eye masks things, and then the other stuff I just want to give away. But like, I'm trying to find ways to increase response time and just responsiveness for this fundraiser the best I can. And even if hopefully we meet the goal in time, but if we don't, I'm still going to continue until we do. And so it'll be a long running thing, and I'm gonna be putting some money in on it Friday when I get paid. So it'll be my first check. Probably won't be huge, but it'll be good. Just sold one of those recently. How much did it go for? Vacuum seal it? Yeah, I'll probably take packaging tape and just like crunch it down. So dude, my birthday's on the 19th, just saying, March. I know. I keep up with all your birthdays, but like I said, it's been hard for me to really maintain anything. Josh says, oh yeah, I got news. What, you getting married? You get married? You gonna make an honest woman out of her? For those of you who don't know, I met Josh on stream. What was it, about a year ago? Year and a half? Got into a relationship with a lovely individual, and been keeping up with Josh's progress / consistency. Yeah, same one, Tay. Same one. Mine was slightly smaller and sold it for 35. That's not too bad. Not too bad. My I'm sorry I'm jumping all over the place here, but my struggle with the raffle is that I'm one of those people, like, I need to see a return on the investment that I put my money into, and I think that's a big struggle for people, not just me, right? And it is a great cause that we're putting it forth, you know, but how do I expedite that? How do I speed it up? You know, that's what I'm going for, I guess. Yeah, it's been just over 2 years now. May 2020. Oh wow, doesn't seem like it was that long ago. So congratulations on the time. I'm sure you've had many experiences, and they've all been wonderful. No arguments, I'm assuming. It happens with everybody. Don't say yes. Top prizes to the top donations, and that's kind of what I thought, but there's many ways to go about a raffle, right? So for instance, let's say you could do top prizes for top donos, but then what if somebody, like, there's 2 really big top donos, and or like $100 is the max that somebody put in, and like 2 people or 3 people did it, then I have to draw their name out of a hat, etc. So I was kind of fiddling with the idea of, if donations above $50 get you a ticket for the name draw for the big prize, right? And that would, I don't want to say limit donations, but it would incite more people to pitch in, and people will be more willing to donate 50 than they would 100. Does that make sense? And it's really just dependent on the person, finances, yada yada. But I'm trying to find ways to maximize value. I'm used to the camera being like over here, and it's over here today. So let's see, let me scoot this over just a little bit. Wow, long time no stream. What's up, Sammy B? My dog just woke up from their comas. Oh god. Oh god. Well, and but jumping back into it, yeah, last year was rough. It was rough. Last year was rough with that job. And then everything happened with Asia, RIP. And then quit that job and had about 2 or 3 months of just coasting on that money, trying to find something I wanted, but nobody would respond to anything I was applying to. And so eventually I got kind of desperate. I started pitching out to everyone and anyone who listened, you know, I need a job. And I had quite a few people respond. It came out of the woodwork for me. And eventually a buddy of mine, he's like, hey, I'm working at this place. I know you do the work. I know you know what's going on. Just come on by. I'll hire you on the spot and we'll get you through rent. And then we can talk about how you want to handle things and stuff. And so eventually I got there and I told him, I was like, hey, this is what I need. You know, I was like, I can't say yes unless you're willing to work with me. Like I won't want to say I put my foot down because it's an opportunity. It's not a demand. But I told them that there were conditions. I was like, I need to be able to leave for any better opportunities, you know, and there'd be no beef or hardships between us. And he was cool with that. And he's like, just, you know, give me your notices when you decide to go. And the owner found out about it and she respected my honesty. And she's like, yeah, that's cool. So I got situated there. I am now changing oil on cars. It's not the most glamorous job in the world, but it's something I know how to do. It's a very good trade. You guys want to see my fingernails? Look, they're all dirty. And that's after scrubbing and like getting deep in there with the toothbrush and stuff. It's nasty. Nasty. But other than that, I've just been keeping up with what I can. Does this shop do anything more than oil? We do all kinds of services, so anything that happens under the hood that we can take care of, we will. So I do like transmission services, radiator services, brake flushes, name it. We probably AC services, like all kinds of stuff. Like I don't do the AC stuff, but I always direct it to my mechanic. That's just proof you're a hard worker. I appreciate that. I like to think I'm a hard worker, but I don't mind being lazy, if you know what I mean. No, making money and helping people, I'm trying. I don't even know if we should talk. I need to talk about this because you guys are family and I like to remain open with you. I don't want to keep anything from you. So a couple days, all the weight kind of hit me at once. Carry too much weight on your shoulders, it will eventually drag you down, and that's the saddest thing I think I can see anyone going through, and let alone be the person that has to go through it. It's trying. It's very trying. So I've had a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure going on with trying to find a job. Am I making enough money? Feeling like I should be doing better in life. It's kind of midlife crisis stuff going on. And then I was dealing with things. I'm still dealing with Asia being gone, like in my own way. Let's see. So I saw a picture of her the other day and it didn't really hit me the same way that it has in the past. Used to be I would see a picture of her in the apartment somewhere and I'd be like, it's like I could see her right there without looking at the picture. And for some reason the other day I saw a picture and it just didn't break my heart inside, you know, and I was like, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel this way? Why do I not feel like I used to feel when I, you know, would see this? And that happened in the morning, so I had all day to think about it and no one to talk to. When I got home, like, I don't know, I was just in the shower and I was just like thinking, and then like I got out the shower and then I was still thinking, and I was just sitting there on the couch and like Cassie looked over and I was crying and I didn't realize I was crying. And I was just like, you know, she's like, oh my God, she hugged me and I just bellowed out like the biggest sob I think I've had in a long time. And then I opened up for her and, you know, we talked about it and stuff. And when I started talking about how I felt about those pictures, then it hit me. Then I felt the pain. And that's when I was just like, there it is. And I didn't fight it. I just let it go. I just started crying. And I'm not the biggest person to admit that I like crying. Like, I don't know if you guys do, but I do, right? And when it's necessary, like if you have pain and you need to cry, cry. Don't don't not do it, you know? And so I needed to get that out of my system. And as soon as I was done, I was like, I felt better, if that makes sense. So like, it all still hurts in its own way, but I felt so much better. So, all right, let me catch up with chat. Sorry, been over here talking my butt off. All right, let's see. Nelly, what's up? Wish I could put the. Sorry. Oh, you got house improvement things going on? Don't worry, everybody's got something happening right now. Trust me, me and Taylor have been talking about that the last couple days. Pumice soap to get stuff out of my nails. I don't even know if I have any of that. Also managed to see Ed Sheeran and My Chemical Romance perform live. How did you enjoy it, Josh? I've seen My Chemical Romance like 4 times. I've never seen Ed though. If you decide you like it, you will make more money the more training you get. I love to say that that's true, but it's not. This is not my first trip down this avenue of career choice. This will cumulatively be like 3 years worth of experience that isn't netting me much.
Netflix,
So,
Amazon Prime, HBO, Showtime.
all right, let's see. If you decide, I already read that. All work is worthwhile. It is true. All work is worthwhile. And honestly, helping people is actually worth the time that I put into it. Cause like seeing people, I've got stories for you guys and we'll talk about them here in a minute. Josh says you inspire us all so much. We love you. Oh, appreciate you, Josh, man. I mean, I don't know how inspiring I am, but I like to push the vibe that if you come into my room, you know, my area, that you feel at home. That's all. That's what I want. Sorry for the commercials. It just is what it is. I don't pay for Spotify. All right. Next says, I get all the honesty. It's hard. It's really hard, but we're here for you and love you. I love you too, Liv. I'm so glad that you're here right now. It's been so long since I've seen you. Totally understandable, man. It's just part of grieving process. Stress can have big impact. We're here for you. Let's talk about stress. Everybody deals with stress in a different way, right? Like, and it can be the most odd thing, the way you deal with it, right? And I think cumulatively speaking, as a whole, we all have the capability of purging in emotionally, right? And everybody's way of doing it is different in their own time. But I don't think there's ever really a time frame on how long it takes to grieve or be relieved of stress. So, take as much time as you need is actually the biggest thing you can say or do for anybody, is just give them the time that they need. And you guys did that for me, and I love you guys for that. Taylor says, having mental breakdowns. Taylor's been going through it, you guys. We've been talking about it the last couple of days. She's super stressed right now. So, crying feels freeing. Indeed, it does. Crying's incredible emotional release. Absolutely. And it's healthy. Yes. So, Gojo. Oh man, we have a box of that at the shop, and it doesn't get, I use it every day. It doesn't get rid of it. So, oh my god, it was so fun. Never felt such a buzz at the concert. Dude, the catharsis of like the purging of, your energy and feeling that relief afterwards, is catharsis after a concert, is unmatched. Is it wrong company then? Meineke does that. It's not one company. I've worked at 3 oil change places my entire life, right? Some for a year, some for 6 months, some a little shorter, longer than that, right? It's all about environment, in my opinion. Like, I mean, you can succeed, but you have to take it up a corporate ladder. You can't just do it in the shop. So I've seen people climb that corporate ladder and they make money and they do well, but that's not what I'm after in life. And I'm honest about that. I will always be honest about what I want. Because how else is anybody supposed to know, So very doable, but I don't intend on being there longer than 6 months. Hopefully not even that. I'm trying to find something better. I know that I can do better. So, but for now, it's a very nice place to be. So, I don't know if anyone here knows them, but the people I saw in concert was Chase Atlantic. They were so good live. I've never heard of them. I'm gonna have to check them out. Midas, yeah. Midas and Meineke, aren't they the same person? Didn't George Foreman run both of them? Stress is a killer, says Jenna. The last 4 weeks have been horrible, so I feel you. Jenna, I can't, I can empathize with you, but I don't know all of exactly specifically what you're going through. But at the same time, we talk all the time, or whenever we're in voice chat together, we talk. And you always have so much going on. I don't know how you do it. Do not know how you do it. The more stressed I am, the more outwardly calm I seem. Oh my god. Mood. And then people are like, what's wrong? Oh, I'm fine. I'm just tired. Right? Your honesty is one of your best qualities. I appreciate that. I'd like to think that one of my best qualities is my beard. But I'll take it. I'll take it. But yeah, so let's talk stories, dude. Like, let's see. So first and foremost, before we get into anything, and I touched base with it, but I didn't really go into it. Taylor, I'm doing this fundraiser for Taylor. You guys know what I like to. I will help anybody if they ask, to the best of my ability. Even if I got a million things going on, I will try. You know what I mean? And Taylor hit me up way back before this whole big break started and asked me if I would help, and I said I would help. And then life happened, and all this crazy stuff happened, and I haven't been able to get into doing anything in regards to that. And Taylor, being Taylor, God bless Taylor, I love you. Said, hey, I'm freaking out, man. I said, don't freak out, Taylor. Don't freak out. What's going on? Talk to me. I've got the date coming up. Everything's been pre-approved. I need this much, and I need this much, and I don't know what I'm going to do about this. And then I've got 2 weeks off of work, and I'm not going to get paid for that, which I don't understand why, but at the same time, corporately speaking, I kind of get it. And I'm stressing out. I don't know what to do. Let me help you out. All right. I know I said I was going to do it sooner. I'm sorry I'm so late, but let me help you out. Then we filmed the commercial. Commercial was a blast. Filming. Cass is a great camera woman, and she jumped in on it and like had fun filming it with me and stuff. And we kind of butted heads the whole time we were filming, but we got it all put together. And when it came out, she was like, "Yeah, that works." And even if, and we're not going to talk about the song, even if there was a little political jab in there, I'm sorry for putting that in, but at the time I was feeling vocal. And we got it out. We got it pushed. I'm going to be making another one advertising all the prizes we're going to be doing for donations. And this is going on until the 25th. So if you guys want to do something you feel you can't, you have until then, and you can still do it after. I'm still going to get the money there. And if we exceed that goal, it's up to Tay what we do with the rest of the money on charities. So I don't care where it goes as long as it goes to something good. And let's see what else. I'm gonna be talking a lot about it in the next coming weeks. I am gonna be picking up videos. I'm gonna be doing more live streams. We're gonna be trying to do at least 1 or 2 of these a week, and even after the fact. So I want to get back into this. I haven't had a lot of time to do it, but I'm gonna try to make time because you guys are important to me. So let's see. And so if you see Fundraiser in it, that's what we're doing it for. Guys, pay attention to my TikTok because I'm going to put more stuff up on there. And that's kind of all the advertisement stuff I want to do right now. So I'll be busy with that. And then other than that, I'm just glad to be here. All right, let's see. Say, Liv, yes, I'm seeing one of my faves tomorrow, thank God. So at least I'll be able to get rid of some of my pent-up energy. Taylor, that's such a mood. We know how concerts roll. I have also had a really awful few weeks, says Marge. I'm sorry. You'll have to share with the class, or you can share with me on Discord, and we'll talk. I haven't had really a lot of time to talk to anybody, honestly. I've missed you guys so much. So your beard is beautiful, to be honest, says Josh. Get out of here. Don't make me blush, dude. So I try to ignore stress by counting blessings. Sorry, my southern accent coming through. I do what I can to solve it, but then I remember I'm still here. Yeah. Stress is never gonna go away, just one of those things. So with your beard, your dimples doesn't show as much. Oh, that's fair. But if I don't have a beard, I look like I'm 22. And as cool as that is, no. So who are you seeing, says Liv. says Young Culture. Young Culture is the name of the band or group. I love the commercial. You love the commercial? I have fun. I think playing Lester's part was the best. Yeah, the commercial on TikTok live. Only 5 days of vacation a year, and I took them before I was approved for my surgery. Oof. I did that at Halliburton and ended up I lost like half of my last check. So, yeah. Tay sent it to you and thought it was fun. I was kind of nervous, to be honest. I'm always nervous when I release stuff, but that's something I've never done, a TikTok skit. And after seeing like how many people laughed at it and like liked it, I'm thinking about doing more. And it won't be just like a Lester thing. Like, I've got a mask that I've been dying to use since like I was the first thing I bought after my microphone and like a new camera and stuff for YouTube. First thing I bought was like this really like, it's a demon mask, right? It's a whole cowl. Like, you put it over your head and it covers your chest and everything. And I'm gonna do some like release the beast type video, inspirational video type things. I think it'd be cool. So they're in a band. But TikTok's hard to keep up with. You young whippersnappers. I can't compete. Red, what do you think of MCR's newest song? Let me tell you something, Josh. Take me back to 2002. That's about what it did. Flashbacks of high school. And because I'm that old. And it was refreshing to hear that their sound hasn't changed much. So, can barely keep up with TikTok, so you get it. Yeah, it's a handful for sure. For sure. Oh, I didn't turn the music back on. I'm just sitting here talking.
We're talking thrilling
Oh, I
coasters,
paused it. I didn't turn it down. Okay, so we're gonna deal with a commercial for a minute. But anyway, M16 so well. That's fair. That's fair. A lot of people didn't like it for some reason, but I love it. So I think the sound. Let me just turn this down on my end. So I think the sound is very reminiscent of what it used to be. Like, it really hasn't been much change, I think, in tones, and did all the right things at the bridges that they always used to do. And it's just been... It was refreshing to hear something from my past come back and be relevant in the present day. So I appreciated it. I didn't like jam it 10 times in a row or anything, but the song was so good, felt so nostalgic at the early stuff. Exactly. No. Alright, music's back. It's so hard running this computer and streaming at the same time. I completely, this is the first time I've done anything with any of my stuff in the last 3 weeks, and it almost feels like I've been gone for years. So, but yeah, so story time at the oil shop. I've had a lot of good, interesting experiences the last couple weeks. I guess we'll start with the earliest. This lady came in and she wanted to get her oil changed. She pulled in the parking lot, right? And she busted Yui like she's about to leave if she doesn't hear what she wants to hear, right? And I see her and she's real stiff and like doing that, right? And I was like, good afternoon, ma'am. How can I help you? You know, she's like, I need a price on oil change. I was like, okay, give me about 2 minutes. I'll be right back. I went and ran her vehicle, brought her all the prices. I said, okay, you can do this. And this and this and this, and these are the prices. So what about air filters? And I was like, okay, if you do this, an extra $20 something, right? And we can do that. And I don't think you have this one, so it actually cuts off the price like by $60. And she's like, okay, well, let's do that then. So we do that, and this is the story behind the vehicle that they were driving. $600 Dodge Durango, right? And this is an SUV. For $600, it's like 2006 or something. Not very old. And I'm like, how did you manage to get a vehicle, a full-blown vehicle under 100,000 miles for $600? Like, what? Excuse me? Who are you talking to? I need to talk to this person. I need a new ride, right? And it's all pull it in, and we're looking at it, and like I run it, and I'm buddy of mine, Alfredo, who I work with, he walks up to me. He's like, you see anything wrong here? I was like, it's been a long day. Why don't you point it out to me? He goes, look at this, look at the belt, the serpentine belt on the gears. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's the belt on the front or the side of the engine that runs all the gears and pulleys, and it basically makes your motor do all these things at one time, essentially. AC, your alternator, your, you know, all that stuff. And I look at it, and it looks fine at first, and then I start to notice half of it is missing. Like, it had ripped through the middle and the other half was gone, and only half of it was on the pulleys. I'm like, what is going on here? We look down in the engine, like under the hood, and there's a skid plate at the bottom, and it's all sitting right there. And I was like, what? And so, like, when I had gone to talk to her at her car, and I told her what the prices were gonna be, her shoulders went from like this, and it just relaxed. Like, she was like, okay, he's not trying to screw me over, right? And I was like, okay. Now look in the seat in the back, and there's a 6-month-old. I didn't see it before, and I was like, oh my god, you've got such a cute kid, right? Like, no wonder you're the defensive mama, you know, mama bear. And like, and so I totally got it. But then hearing all that, seeing all that, right? I know it's an ugly story right now. Hearing all that, I was like, I'm about to have to go tell this woman she has to spend money that she wasn't intending on spending, and was relieved that she wasn't gonna have to spend. And I'm gonna have to go destroy all of that. And I don't want to. I really didn't want to. And because I have to be the bad guy in this situation. And but you be delicate, but I had to be the bad guy to deliver the news. So I go up to her and I walked her out, and I showed her everything I was looking at, you know, because I want you to see what I'm seeing. And explained to her, she's like, oh, is it important? I was like, yeah, it's fairly important for the vehicle to run. And I don't like to use scare tactics in my sales, so I was like, I'm gonna tell you this, and it's not to make you buy it, and I don't want to scare you, but if this belt comes off, your vehicle will stop running. Like, you can't turn the steering wheel, you can't do anything. And if you're on the highway, right, and toting the little one with you, that could end very badly. And I don't want that for you. I was like, you will make it home today, but highly advise that you get it fixed. And it's like, we can do it, but it's not cheap. And because the service like that is not cheap, even though it's easy to do, it's still not cheap. So we get started on that, and then we realize something else is broken. Turns out whoever she had bought this vehicle from knew all of this, and had basically thrown it together and sold it. You know, it was like, I'm gonna throw everything I can, get it working, and I'm just gonna sell it before anything else goes wrong. And I thought that was horrible, right? But that's what we inferred from the situation. And I felt so bad for her, because now she came in thinking she was gonna spend $80, and she's about to spend $400. And yes, it looks good on my ticket and brings my range up, but I didn't care about that. I still don't care about that. And I was just like, what do you want to do? like, I will be happy with whatever answer you give me, because, like, I feel bad already. And she's like, no, let's do it. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, yes. And I was like, okay. We had to order all these parts, and they all came in, and we got it fixed in like 20 minutes after we had everything. And I thought she was going to be furious when she left. While we were working, she's like, can I go get something to eat? Because there's like a couple restaurants across the street. I was like, yeah, go ahead. We'll be here when you get back. She's like, okay. And when she came back and paid the bill, she got in her car. And right before she got in her car, she looked at me. She goes, thank you so much. She's like, I don't know what I would have done if all the, it had gone wrong. And I was just like, you're very welcome. I hope we see you again. Hopefully we don't have to very soon, but I hope we see you again. And yeah, it was a bad situation turned into a good one. I had to walk on eggshells with that one. So, but I was very scared, but it ended up going well in the long run. So, what do you think? Let's see. Let me catch up with chat. A lot of people didn't like it for the same reason, but you love it. Yeah, it's fair. Let's see. What in the world? It's an ugly story. This is basically me finding out my alternator was bad and panicking because they wanted to charge me $700. What? What? It's like one of the easiest things to fix. If you know what you're doing, it's one of the easiest things to fix. It's still expensive. Those alternators range anywhere between $200 and $400. Short story, guy hired to put back fence up and repair the paint. Front fence slapped. Denies doing it. Painted my fence brown instead of gray. So you hired a guy to, I guess, put up a new fence, right? And then, let's see, put the fence back up and repair the paint. Repair it and then paint the front of it. Sorry, this is worded a little weirdly. Don't know anything about cars. Probably not good since you drive now. Yeah, you need to learn. And I got another story for you that happened yesterday. That is very similar to that statement you just put right there. March, you didn't like have him sign anything. Like he didn't have anything for you to sign when when y'all came to the agreement for the work. Is $200 on your part? Wait, oh my God, Marjorie, same. Wow. I can't imagine, dude. I was so pissed if somebody tried to... Sorry. I'd be so mad if somebody tried to pull one over on me. It's... Oof. He's supposed to put up a fence in the back. Did he put up a fence in the back is the question. I need to know. Repair and paint the fence. Okay. It's all wobbly. Yeah, if they don't have some kind of written agreement out, I won't let the work happen. That's, I mean, personal preference, you know. But like, even when I get like things commissioned online, like when I did stuff with Legolas Swiss, she had everything ready for me on paper before she even started drawing. So, front of the fence paint. So did he just stain it? He didn't like paint it, he just stained it. Too trusting, and I screwed myself. Yeah, I have that issue too. I'm very overtly trusting with people. I like to believe in the goodness, you know, of others, and sometimes it doesn't always work out in my favor. Sorry, I know I'm drinking soda. It's not healthy, but it's all I got right now. So, my bad. But yeah, and then like, let's see, what's another story? So yesterday, because Liv, you reminded me of this. Yesterday, I had a kid come up. We were about 10 minutes from closing, and this kid pulls up in this busted up Honda Civic, and like, car's a car. I'm not gonna knock you because you drive an old car or a busted up car, but it was in this busted up Honda Civic, and he's panicking. And, like, you see it on his face. He's just like, you know, doing that, and I'm just like, hey man, what's up? Let's walk out, because I talk to people like I talk to normal, you know. I'm not gonna act any differently unless, you know, you're either an elderly couple or person, or you look like you need the proper business jargon to get done what you need to get done. And but normally I walk up to people, I talk to them just like I'm out on the street, you know, real chill. And I said, hey dude, what's up? And he looked like he just saw a ghost, and he's just like, man, I think I got a leak. I just got my oil changed. There's oil all over the ground. There's nothing reading on the dipstick. I've already put like 3 quarts in it, which oil is expensive. So let's just be real about that. It's probably about $20-something he wasted. And he's like, can you please look at it for me? I was like, where'd you get it done? And he says the company, not my company that I'm at. And it's like, I can look at it, but I can't work on it. I was like, I can tell you what to do. If there's anything that we can do, we will do. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Pull it in and say, check for a leak. Check for a leak. He's like, I don't see any leaks. Drain plug's tight. Oil filter's tight. There's a lot of oil on the skid plate. And wash it down. Send him on his way. Like, okay, so did all that. Got it up front. I said, we didn't see anything, right? You have any oil in the car? He's like, yes. Poured the rest of it in. Still didn't read on the stick. And I was like, when did you get your oil changed? He's like, because he used to work at the place that he got it changed at. He goes, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was like, take it back. Tell them that you got your oil changed there. They'll look it up in the computer. They have a policy that says if you come in between oil changes, however long that may be, stated on the computer, that you get free top off, right? You need to go yesterday. You need to go like yesterday. I don't think you have very much left in the engine, and it could be bad for your vehicle if you don't do this. Can I just go buy my own? I was like, you can, but it's not gonna fix anything if you don't know where it's coming from. And he's like, all right. And he was scared. Like, he didn't know how to talk to him. So I don't know what to say. I was like, do exactly this. I was here this day. Look it up. When they look it up, they ask you what you want. Say, top off all my fluids, even the oil. And if they don't do it, you remind them of their policy, and they will do it. I was like, I used to work there. It'll work. Oh man, thanks. I wish I knew more about this stuff. I was just like, yeah. I wish a lot of people knew more about stuff like that, but you know, that's what I'm here for, to educate. Say front fence paint too trusting and I screwed myself. Back fence is different. Back fence is a wire fence. Fair enough. I'm not a big fan of wire fences. Like, I get it, but they're so hard to like do lawn care around. Kind of giving up on most people at this point, says Liv. Yeah, it's hard to remain faithful to humanity sometimes. Been screwed over too many times, so I'm always skeptical about meeting new people. Doesn't take too long to make me trust them enough. People have their tells. Okay, I'll tell you what I feel in retrospect to that statement. You have my trust from day one until you violate my trust, and then you have nothing. And if you have nothing, I will give you a second chance in order to prove yourself, right? As long as you know, own up to it. And if you violate that trust again, you're gone. I won't stand for it. So, and the fact that they get a second chance is probably more than they deserve, but in that instance, I still believe that everyone has the ability, you know, to change or change for the better, whichever it may be. Nelly says, last year I had to replace my transmission. Oh, that hurts me just to hear. $2,000 for a $2,500 2006 Saturn. Yeah, but I can buy another car for $2,000, and I need a car. Live out in the country. I understand that 100%. Transmissions almost cost more in a vehicle after 10 years anyway. This is what makes totaling a vehicle like... Totaling a vehicle is just so much easier to do when that vehicle's older, because like prices for everything what is going on here? Prices for everything you know, diminish as time goes on. So let's see what's next. Marjorie says, my front fence is wood. He washed it and painted it. I asked him to paint it gray and he painted it brown. He said he used his best judgment. Like, he didn't call you or anything? That seems a little unprofessional. I don't even know what a dipstick is, so he's one step ahead of me. A dipstick is the stick you put in the engine to gauge how high the oil is in your engine, like how much oil you have in your engine. When it goes below a certain marker, it means it's either time to get it changed, you have a leak, or you need to add more. So everyone should know basic preventative maintenance for their vehicle. I think it's key, at least just to keep it running. So let's see. I love you guys. Love you, Brad. Gotta go do more. Gotta go to the store, see if you're still on. If not, I'll DM you. Okay, March. Be safe. Love you. Liv says my phone's gonna die. Oh no, you better find a charger. Let's see. Very respectful. I wish I could be that trusting. Me learning new stuff about tires today. Legit gonna post a TikTok about it. There's so much stuff, dude, and it's like, I feel like find a charger, Liv. Find a charger, even if it's not to watch me and you gotta just put it on charge. Find a charger. I feel like TikTok taught me is the new phrase that we all have to learn to live with and love, and in a lot of ways appreciate. I've learned a lot of stuff on TikTok I didn't know before, right? And I absolutely love that fact. It just reminds me how old I've gotten, if that makes any sense. Because I remember 2005, 2006, I could barely find a tutorial on the internet, on YouTube. And now it's like, if I need to know something, that's exactly where I go. YouTube or TikTok. So, I would like to do tutorial videos, but I don't know if anybody would watch them. Like, I'm trying to incorporate a little bit into the channel, or at least advertise for the second one, right? and it's super hard to find people who are interested in it. But I do know there's a market for tutorials and the stuff that I know how to do. But they take forever to do because you have to perfect it in order to give a proper tutorial. So it's yeah. But let me ask you guys, has anybody watched the video that I made with making the spaceship, the BTS spaceship? What did y'all think about that if you've seen it? I know it was very basic, but what did you guys think about it? Because I want to do part 2. I want you to give tutorials for building stuff. That would actually be very entertaining. So me too. Pig out on some chocolate for a little bit, sorry. I got another story for y'all. It's gonna make you cringe. Anybody want to cringe? Anybody want to cringe? I got a story for you guys. Your life is cringe, so it's like, I don't know, it's every day for me. Why not? Alright, so we have a wasp issue at this apartment complex because I'm not rich in the slightest, and we live in an apartment. So every summer they have, like, so where the stairs are, right? You come up the stairs, right? And there's a covering. The building roof kind of, extends out, so there's a covering so you can go up your stairs without being in the rain, and people who live below us have like a porch and stuff, and it's nice. And I say that sarcastically, it's nice. But we have an issue with wasps in the summer because it's in the shade, it's Texas, it's hot outside, right? And so it's just like, there's just wasps in the corners hanging off the roof thingy and stuff. And I deal with it every year. It's not a big deal for me. I'm used to it. I've actually been responsible for getting rid of some of the nests around here because I can't take it most times. Our door is like this very vibrant, bright red. And it's the shade of red that I can't see. So it looks brown, right? Which means all red wasps look brown to me because they match that color. Good camouflage for them. So every day when we come up to the door, there'll be like 2 or 3 that just fly off, right? And scares the crap out of me every time. And I started thinking to myself, man, why are they on our door? And I'm guessing like the seal in between the door is not perfect. So a little bit of air comes through, the cracks. And then like it's cool on the door. So like they're trying to make a home, but they can't. And that's why they're on the door. They're just cooling off. And I'm just like, okay, that makes sense. One day, last week or a little bit before, we'll open the door and like every once in a while one will fly in the apartment, and then I'll freak out because I hate wasps more than anything in the world. And it's like one of my number 1 fears is wasps. And one flew in the apartment and I killed it, right? And then it happened again and I heard it, but we didn't see it. I just thought it flew off. And like, okay, whatever, it flies off, no big deal. Flash forward next week, and I'm cooking food. And I think I was cooking a pizza or a lasagna or something. And I went to go get the pan out of the oven. And I take my oven mitt, stick my hand in, and I just start cussing. Son of a, like, mother... Just threw it on the ground. I'm like holding my hand. Like I thought I had been stuck by a staple or something. Like it was bad. And like it felt like a tattoo gun. And a second I stopped to think about the feeling, I realized what had happened. I had been stung by a wasp. And looked down and this big red wasp comes crawling out of the oven mitt. And left me with a souvenir. Big old dark spot right there. Popped me right in the hand, and I killed him. Like, I'm not much for being that way with bugs and stuff, but like, I just straight out smacked him. I didn't care. Call whatever you want. But I don't hang with those guys. They don't hang with me. And my hand like swole up. It's back to normal now, but like if you go on my Twitter, you can see it. But like my hands, like this one was all like poofy. Like you couldn't see the line between my knuckles, like the dip between my knuckles. It was all swollen. Like my hand was itchy all the way back to here, and it was all red right in there and stuff. And like, oh, I was like, oh my god, it hurts. Do we have any bleach or something to get rid of the sting? Cass goes, all we have is fragrance scented bleach, and I was like, can't use that, And it's like, do we have any vinegar? The chemistry thing came to me. Do we have any vinegar? Because if you guys don't know, vinegar will negate acidic reactions, right? And you want to that's essentially what's happening. It's like acid eating you from the inside out kind of thing. That's what the venom does. And so I just took the vinegar and just poured it on my hand, and I can't stand the smell of vinegar in the slightest. And I was just like, oh, instantly pain just went away. But it was like, it's been itching ever since. And it's so hard not to scratch it, which is why it hasn't healed better than it already, then it hasn't healed as good as it should, because I keep scratching at it. And yeah, about 2 or 3 days I was paranoid every time I went to bed, because I was like, is this the day? Am I gonna wake up with something happening I don't want to happen? So, oh my god. And it's like, when I was a kid, that happened to me. My mom was cleaning the windows and a wasp got under my pillow, and in the middle of the night it stung me in both my hands. I got stung 7 times, and had huge whelps all over my palm, and I've been traumatized ever since. And so it was like, for an instant I flashed back to that moment, and it was like PTSD. It was bad. Oh, it was bad. I was just, I don't even want to think about it. It's so cringe. So, let's see. Nelly says, mine stopped in the middle of the road, stick shift, but I've always had AAA premium, and they saved me more than once. AAA is a good thing to invest in. You love YouTube tutorials, need to watch them many times to get it. I'm the same way. I have to watch stuff 2 or 3 times. So we have wasps in Pennsylvania too, and this year's been bad. It's been bad all over. I mean, we haven't had any rain in like 3 months, so, which is weird, because like everywhere else is getting rain, literally like 20 miles down the road, getting all kinds of rain, and it hasn't been an inch, if even a tenth of an inch here in the last 3 months. We moved late last year, and there's been a suspicious lack of bees. That is very true. Even when I was cleaning pools, I would barely see bees. The only time I saw bees was one of the customers had one of those flow beehives, and so every time I would go do their pool, I got to see the beehive. And one day, it was really cold outside, I asked the customer, it's like, what do you do with your bees when it's like this? And she's like, oh, you want to see them? I was like, can I? Like, please? And I don't like things that fly and sting. I just wanted to see it. And she lifted the top off, and I thought that was it. This is how it ends, She lifted the top off, and there was a petri dish in the top, and it had a paper towel wrapped around the side, and it was like, had sugar water in it, and they were all in there, like eating and like vibrating, keeping themselves warm. And I was like, this is the coolest science thing I've seen in so long. I was like, this is so awesome. And she put the top on. She's like, okay. She's like, don't tell the neighbors, because I'm not supposed to have them. I was like, all right. So, but every time I got to go over there, I got to look at that beehive. It was cool. You're right, though. We are lacking bees. I haven't seen very many this year. Although we have giant garage spiders now, so that's terrifying. Garage spiders? Oh. I feel like there's 2 places in the world. I say in the world. There's 2 places in the home where you are going to find the most massive spiders, and one of them's not even in the home. The garage, good place for wolf spiders, recluses, things that are trying to get warm. And then if you go out and you have a garden, you find some big orb weavers and like garden-based spiders, like this is the ones where you go and they've got a huge web, and they're like palm size big and huge long legs, but they're gorgeous looking. Like, I don't do spiders either. Okay, Chem Major, yeah. I did what I could. Spiders are terrifying. Literally have a heart attack if you see one, says Josh. Josh, the feeling's mutual. Family always makes me kill them, says Liv. If I don't have to kill a spider, I won't. Let's put it that way. I found one the other day. It was little bitty, and I just picked him up, put him outside. You know, we had one chilling by the door. And he just made a really, really nice web and was out for bugs, so we didn't bother him. Summer in the South. Who? I know Taylor's from the South. Anybody else from the South area? What's up, Paulina? Miss you too. So if you're not from the South, you don't understand the struggle. It was 112 degrees outside the other day. And it wasn't even that hot. Austin had like 117, 118 degree heat. San Antonio, Sam. Like, I don't know why or how, but it's a struggle out here, man. Like, the grass isn't even green outside anymore. It's all brown. Looks like hay. Our summer has been so bipolar. It's been cold one day and almost 100 the next. So weird. That's yearly for Texas. Like, that's winter for Texas. Let's see, Josh, do you not know where your parent is from? Taylor asks. I don't. Y'all be careful. Y'all be nice to each other. What's everybody from? I'm feeling sociable today. I'm from Texas. I don't know where everybody else is from. If you guys feel the need to share, you're more than welcome to. Y'all just, you know. As I said, y'all be kind in my chat. That's all I ask. Don't know what I ate for breakfast this morning, says Josh. Well, that's fair. A lot of times I feel the same way. Had cinnamon rolls for breakfast today. Washington State is where Liv's from. Oh, so you're not really going that far. I mean, you are, but like, in terms of like interconnectivity, you're just going to the next state. Just what, like 400 miles away? Maybe more than that. How are you getting there? You going by plane, Liv? Spiders in my garage are humongous. Literally the biggest spiders I've ever seen in person, says Liv. That's fair. Are you the only one not from the U.S.? Paulina is not from the U.S., but I don't know if she's still in here. I think she was just swinging by. So, but as for everyone else, I think so, Josh. Kentucky is where Sarah with the H is from. How are y'all doing out there, Sarah? Is it hot? Like hot? Humid? My spiders, see, spiders hide in the corners of the ceiling and never look up, and they hide in the dust under the bed. See, spiders here make their presence known. If you find one hiding, it's the one you don't want to touch. It's the one you want to get rid of. Josh goes, you don't know where your son's from? I thought you were from the Northwest or something, says Tay. Nah, British. The UK. Tea and crumpets and so forth. Hey, man, tea time's a real thing, though. That was one of the things I loved about the UK. It was always tea time. You guys know my affinity for sweet tea. Even though most of the time the tea there wasn't sweet, but y'all had sweet and low. Sugar, stuff like that. So, now why do I have so many British men in my says Taylor. Yeah, I'll fly to Juneau, and then I'll take a float plane to the island. You're going to be living on an island in Alaska, Liv? What? Excuse me? Dang, that's crazy. I can't imagine. I mean, as long as there's plenty of people there, and you don't have really strife for anything, you know? Like you're not on the struggle bus for like food and stuff. You'd be alright. Just won't leave me alone. I've got like 20,000 of you British men in my life. How? Please elaborate a little bit, Taylor, because that is on the surface a very grotesque statement. Sarah says it's been pretty humid with went outside for the 4th, and as soon as I got outside, I looked like I was drenched in water. That's every day here, man. That's every day. Oh. Ugh. Things that make you go, bleh. Let's see. Yep, it's a tiny island. The interstate highway is literally a boardwalk. survival at survival at its best. You got to do what you got to do in them small areas. Like, it makes me wonder how, like, because I know a lot of you guys are from like different countries, right? And some of the infrastructure is not as developed, so it's often really, really cool to see how y'all, they manage. It's like, so when we say interstate, we're just like, I see highways and lots of blacktop and stuff. And then when they say highway, it could mean something completely different. Could just be a 2-lane road, could be like a bridge, you never know. So, but it's always fascinating to see. Paulina's from Mexico. There you go. What you working on, Paulina? I became friends with one of my favorite bands who are British, and then I somehow befriended all their friends and brothers. A few girlfriends. Boston Manor? Are they British? I haven't done too much research on them. Oh. Yeah, okay. That's fair. That's fair. Say what you want, man. People from the UK and like that general area, like Ireland, Scotland, all of that, like, you guys can drink, man. You guys can drink. From Blackpool, okay. That's fair. No, YC is from New York. Okay. Okay, I've never been to New York. I'm kind of like, Cassie really wants to go to New York, and I'm scared to death to visit. Just because of what TV and movies have made it out to be. Boston Manor actually helped me bring it to my car. I remember you telling me that story. That was such an interesting story. You may not have told it. I think you were spitting it out in a Discord and I was reading silently. I was like, this is such a cool story. Liv says, I have to go do this before my mom yells at me. Bye guys, I missed this and I love you. Love you too, Liv. Please be careful, be safe. We'll see you on the next one, alright? Smile for me. Yeah, we Irish can drink, but the guys die young. Well, it's fair. That's fair. I think I have a little bit of, I don't know if I have a little bit of Irish in me or if I have a little bit of, I think I have French in me. It's actually not a bad thing to look up. Let me go check that out. Got it in my pictures somewhere. Photos. Yeah, see if I can find it. If I can find it, I'll bring it up. It's been so long since we did this DNA thing. You guys remember when we read all that together? Feels like yesterday. There it is. If I can download this picture. Download. I haven't been on that thing in so long. I need to go check and see if the results have shifted or if I've gotten any new relatives or anything like that. Do genealogy. Right. Open it up. Let me bring out the screen capture. It's not that hard. I just want to shrink the screen a little bit. There we go. There it is. There's too much going on this. Screen capture. Can we fit it? Can we fit it? Fit the screen. You guys got to see my old name. Yeah, that's me. That's me. Yay. What is it? 45% North European? Western European, French and German. There it is. British and Irish. I got a little British and Irish in me. Scandinavian. The rest is broad. That means there's no direct pinpointing. Huh. That's cool. There we go. And transform. Hit screen. There we go. We're back. We're back. Okay. So you guys really came through on that one. If I get locked out this weekend, I'm screwed because Ash is back in the UK. Uh-oh. Chinese, Canadian, Indian, and Caribbean in me. Oh, wow. What a plethora of stuff, dude. Half Irish, half Welsh. Okay. Jay goes, I'm just white. My grandfather was Tom Jones. Really? For real? Like, no cap? No lie? Making production for the store I'm opening tomorrow. Oh. Sounds interesting. Sounds very interesting. I learned something on names the other day. Did you know a lot of names just came from like the profession of a person or like where they were from? Like if your last name's Smith, that means you were probably like a blacksmith or your family was in the blacksmiths. Or Stone, like you were a mason or mason. Like I'd never even considered that. Cookies, cupcakes, mini cupcakes, and lemon pie for now. Alright. Making production for the store I'm opening tomorrow. Is it your store or is it a store? Paulina. Soda's so heavy. Like, it's too much syrup. Is like I remember you saying like, don't you have your own store, Paulina? The only cool thing I could tell you about my family is that my grandmother is responsible for the design of novelty slippers, like Simpsons and South Park slippers and stuff. I mean, that's something. That's something. I can't really say anything about my family and what they've created that stuck out in history or anything, you know, other than myself, but I'm not going to toot my own horn. Like, I got family members who are really good at soccer, right? Got family members who are really good at baseball. They all went to college for them, right? I can't really tell you anything else besides that. And that's, if they don't get famous for it, then that really is just another, you know, that's just a family trait then at that point. That's why I drink tea. I do drink tea, a lot of tea. But I decided to go soda because I had something interesting for mid-dinner, so. Rather posh. Do you speak with a high pronunciation level, Josh? My grandmother fought for wheelchair ramp access in the city of Birmingham, Alabama. So does that count? That actually does count. Civil rights activist. That's pretty cool, actually. Like, the only thing I can really lay claim to in my hometown is, like, so I grew up in a really small town. And there's an old museum about the old jailhouse that used to be in this town. Because imagine, like, a western town you'd see in any kind of cowboy movie. That's what my town looked like, but with, like, you know, streets. And the old highway out there, Highway 59, there was an old officer that used to like pull people over and then take people to the jail and like torture them and stuff. And eventually, and that was, you know, long time ago. Eventually they moved that old prison, they reconstructed everything from the old town kind of towards the back of town, and you can go see it, and it's a museum essentially of all the incidents that occurred. And for my Eagle Scout project, we decided to like redo the parking lot and the landscaping and like create wheelchair access and all this stuff for the museum facility. And it was a lot of fun to do, but when was that? I was 18. It's been like almost 20 years, and it's almost like I never touched it, so I can't even really like claim to it. So say, yeah, go Joanne. Not so much that you'd hate me for it. I'd say I speak well, but not the Queen's English. Is that a thing, Josh? Y'all actually, the Queen's English? Like, what does that mean? Like proper? So what kind of accent do you have? Like a London accent or a Northern accent, says Taylor. The best comparison I could make is probably Tom Hiddleston. That's fair. Okay, that makes more sense. So it's very, very, not like super eloquent, but like very refined. The grandparents taught music to everyone in the small valley where I grew up, and they played farmer dances in the country, in the mountains around the valley. What do we call that? Barn stomping? Barn dance? Call that, let's see. There's a lot of names for it. I can't remember. Like, I'll call it a hoedown. I mean, that's kind of what it is, but it's like, it's a party in a barn. Have a Cambridge accent. See that right there, I can get down with that. I can pinpoint that very easily. So, which is sort of like a London accent, a little different. It's sophisticated accent. Interesting. I'm surrounded by Blackpool and Newcastle upon Tyne accent, says Taylor. Very proper, right? Barn dance sounds about right. Yeah. Essentially, everybody gets together and then just have a huge, like, you know, line dance / dance inside of a barn. Hay bales all around. Like, the barn's not really used for much. It's just an event, you know? There's a country song about it. It's called The Watermelon Crawl. Very northern then. Yes. Northern accent for Cambridge. So Hannah Montana movie party. I've never seen an episode of Hannah Montana, so I have no idea. It is your store, Paulina says. Okay. I thought y'all were already open, Paulina. Sarah with an H, I love that song. Hey, don't knock. Look, I know country is not for everybody, but you grow up in the South. It is kind of like a rite of passage. You have to learn to adapt. Even if you don't like it, you have to learn to be okay with it, because you're going to be invited to a lot of parties growing up, and there's always going to be country music at these parties. So if you don't like the song, you're going to be in the minority, and no one's going to have any sympathy for you. So you have to learn to adjust. Old country slaps. I like 90s country. I really do like 90s country, the honky tonk country. I think it's, and then you got classic country from the 80s and the late 70s. Like, it's good stuff, man. It's good to, when I'm drinking beer, that's what I like to listen to. So, nothing better than a good old David Allen Cole song while you're in the middle of drinking a tall boy or something, you know? It's time for me to go to bed, says Josh. 2 a.m. here, and I got work at 9. Please get some rest. All right. I appreciate you stopping by, Josh. Thanks for staying up. Dolly Parton. Yes, Dolly Parton. Queen. Can't knock Dolly Parton. Even to this day, she still does great things. Like, that's what I love about Dolly Parton. She seems like very nice, like a sweetheart, you know? So these were Saturday night events. On Sunday, they'd used the pavilion for roller skating. My grandfather played violin, studied at Juilliard. Oh, interesting. The music school, the art school. You gotta be good to be in Juilliard. Night, Josh, man. Sleep tight. Have a good day tomorrow, please. You want Dolly as our queen, says Tay. I think we would all be a little bit better off in a lot of aspects if we did. Girl came from nothing, brought herself up into this star-studded career, and did wonderful things while she was doing it, and performed with a lot of great, interesting people, in my opinion. Very accomplished. I don't know, like, she's getting up there in years, isn't she? Excuse me. But at the farmer dances, he played fiddle. Ooh, same interested Dolly as a saint. Look, I don't know if it's fate or anything, but I was literally having this thought the other day. Like, I would love to learn how to play the fiddle or the violin, for those who don't know what a fiddle is. Oh, it'd be so nice. I wouldn't want to be like, ding, 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 ding. Like, I want to learn, like, pretty songs. And I love any instrument that's used in, like, musical scores for movies and stuff. Like, I just think that would be an interesting thing. Because, like, I know how to play the harmonica. I know how to play the guitar. I can play the saxophone. I'm okay with the bass guitar. It's essentially the same thing. It's just missing 2 strings from a regular guitar. That was the banjo you just sing. I remember the first time I heard that song, I lost it, dude. I was laughing too hard. And banjo, I've never, like, my uncle knows how to play banjo. I never learned. It seems difficult because, like, your fingers, you're constantly doing this with your fingers, like, every single one of them, even on both hands. Like, guitar, you're just like ding, 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 and then, like, moving your hand stuff. But on a banjo, you're like, like, that's how you play it. Finally, after a year and a half, I'm opening tomorrow, says Paulina. Congratulations. I'm happy, but it's nerve-wracking. Couldn't open when I wanted to. A lot of things happened. I was almost giving up on opening this store. I'm glad you didn't, though. I'm really glad you didn't. You've been talking about it for years, and your skills are really, really good. Like, for those of you who don't know, Paulina makes, like, the most amazing cakes. And, like, cupcakes, pies, and, like, all these, like, what do you call them? Like, pastries. There you go. And I love seeing her work. It's so neat. Dueling Banjos is a great song. Let's be fair. All right, Dueling Banjos has some stigma to it because of where it, you know, the way it sounds and what it makes people think of. Like, but if you can ignore all that and just focus on musical talent that comes with playing that song, you can respect it a little bit more. So, I think I first heard that song when I was like 15, and it had been out for a while. So, Deliverance? What about Deliverance? Isn't that a movie? Okay, let's see. Looking at my settings for my stream stuff, there's an option for 360 video. That must be like a virtual reality thing. That's cool. Oh, that's what you think of when you hear it? I've never seen Deliverance, so I don't know. I try not to. Dueling Banjos reminds me of that movie. Oh, see, whenever I think of Dueling Banjos, I think of a moonshiner. Yeah. Guy in some overalls and a busted up white tee, straw hat, little piece of wheat coming out of his mouth. Don't watch it? Fair enough. Can do. Oh, it's a bad movie? Really? It's like, I feel like Deliverance was one of the biggest talked about movies from like the 90s. I don't know when it came out. I just remember hearing about it a lot in the 90s. Basically your neighbors, yeah. Yeah, basically my neighbors. My gosh. It's bad in a way that's sickening. Okay, fair enough. I don't want to be sickened. I don't want to be perturbed. I just want to enjoy life and don't need that kind of distraction. What's up, Amber? It's good to see you. How are you? Not like bad acting, it's just like disturbing. I mean, part of enjoying a movie, one that's supposed to be historically accurate, right? You have to be okay with hearing and seeing things that you're not okay with because things have changed. And it's like, let's use Amistad as a good example for this. There's a lot of things wrong with Amistad, but that's the way it was back then. And if you can't accept that that's how it was, then you're never going to enjoy the movie. You can still enjoy the movie and still be disturbed by it, which is, in my case, like, there are things that I will never be okay with, if that makes sense. So, but it is our history. If history is not pretty, let's put it that way. I am wonderful eating dinner right now. What are we talking about? We're talking about bad movies. I guess. I don't know. Just look up the synopsis. Okay, that's fair. I can do the synopsis thing. I just don't want to have to waste 2 hours of my life for some M. Night Shyamalan based ending or something. No. Let's face it, man. That man. I'm not gonna rag on him. Let's just say I don't like his movies, and it sucks because he's come out with some interesting stuff. So. Stay that way? Yeah. I remember I told, it was a Cassie I was telling. I said, so you know who I can't stand as a director? Who? M. Night Shyamalan. Why? So, have you ever watched one of his movies? Yeah, I saw Sixth Sense, and that's always the answer. Have you seen Sixth Sense? Yeah. It's the only good thing he's ever put out. What about The Happening? It was alright. I kind of fell asleep the first time I watched it because there wasn't much happening. But if you get through it and you understand geological and biological processes and global warming, etc., yada yada, it makes more sense. But like, I will never be okay with him. Attack of Killer Tomatoes had the soundtrack and everything. Oh wow, bad movie you love. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Let me tell you a bad movie that is so bad you can't help but laugh when you watch it, and it is a cringe movie because of what it's about. Has anybody in here ever seen the movie Eight-Legged Freaks? Anybody? It's got David Arquette in it. Should tell you all you need to know right there. But like, no. Based off that title, what would you think it's about? It's an alien. That's close. It's close. Only watch comedy documentaries and concert films now. Yeah, same here. I have very selective choice of things that I'll watch. These spiders. Yes, indeed it is. Actually, it's about huge, massive spiders. And when I say massive, the size of a Greyhound bus, massive spiders. And they take over a city. And they're basically running for their lives this entire movie. But that's not the bad, that's the cringe part, right? And you get to see all these cool different like types of spiders and like what they do and how they are, but on a massive scale, right? Because they're massive. And that's cool to see. It's all cringe, right? Because like I don't like spiders. It freaks me out. But it's so funny because the spiders like scream and stuff. It's funny. So like when like there's a scene, he shoots this web and he starts riding down, like a spider starts riding down it and he's screaming the whole time like, yeah. And I'm just like, oh my god. So cheesy. It's such a cheesy movie. But you know, that's any movie David Arquette's in, I can't really take serious anyway, so I kind of already knew. I'm not picky, except just need to kind of appropriate. What you mean, Amber? What you mean? Let's see. I'm trying to think of a really good movie I've seen recently. We saw the last Jurassic Park. It was all right. It wasn't as good as it should have been, but the amount of callbacks to all the other movies was respectable. No, I've seen Alien, just the first one because I took my teenage kids. I thought it would be like E.T. It was not. Oh, wow. So anytime I see the movie Alien, I just think about Endgame and Peter Parker's line. Okay, so there's this really old movie I was watching the other night. It's called Alien. Like, we're not that old. Came out when I was born. Needs to be appropriate, like not dirty. Okay, fair enough. We saw Thor, the Love and Thunder. I'm kind of anxious to see that, honestly. I'm out of all the Marvel superheroes, I thought Thor was going to be like the most least interesting one out of all of them that I would appreciate. It actually turns out that I love Thor the most. out of all of them. Out of all the Marvel universe-based characters, not my favorite Marvel character, but out of all the Avengers, he's my favorite. It needs to be appropriate, like not dirty. So look, when it comes to movies of an artistic expression, I think that whatever you need to do to get your point across needs to be done, but have some idea of your limits and the limits of others in their ability to accept the information you're trying to portray. Like, you know. Thank you, Travis. Thank you. Thank you so much. $10 super chat. Tay, I'm gonna get you these all rewired to your link soon. Just gotta wait for payday. I like Marvel movies. Guardians of the Galaxy. Can't wait for number 3. I'm not sure I'm ready for number 3, to be fair. Like, what are they gonna do? The fun stuff's over with. You know? But we'll see. We'll see. I think it'll be good. You know, like, honestly, it's like they could just have their own TV show and I would watch it because Guardians of the Galaxy is just goofy. So, but how do you go, and spoiler alert here, but how do you go from, I won't spoiler alert, how do you go from the plot of Guardians 2 to Guardians 3 and make that better? Because I thought Guardians 2 was an epic sequel. Like, just the characters in it were just, mwah, chef's kiss. So, if I had to pick any storyline out of all the ones that have come out so far, Thor's really good. I like Iron Man. I don't know. It's so hard to choose. To be fair, I couldn't pick. I like all the Avengers movies. Like, the Avengers movies were really good. Like, even the Captain America movies were fantastic. So, like, how do you do better, you know? I just realized the music has been on mute this whole time. I have to wait because now we have another commercial. Someone remind me if I don't turn it up here in the next 2 minutes. Oh, and Ant-Man. See, I didn't watch the second Ant-Man. And I never saw Captain Marvel either. Because, like, I guess I read a review somewhere that you didn't need to see him to understand Endgame. If that makes sense. It just had, like, 1 or 2 parts that incorporated into it. And, yeah, I'm all for the positivity on the female side, but like I was just like, what else are you bringing to the table other than your indestructibility? You know, like I need some depth. Like I need more. It was. I love Groot. Groot. Let's talk about Groot. Groot only says, I am Groot. And he's the most intricate character out of any of them. Like, let's be real, man. Everybody loves Groot. You like Captain Marvel? I see. I didn't knock it because I can't knock it. I haven't seen it, you know. But in terms of like, let's look at Endgame, right? Because I think that's where she came in, was Endgame, with the last 2 Avengers movies, and like, she was literally in like 4 or 5 scenes and that was it. She got paid a crap load of money for it too. And then and in each scene she was like, had this aura of like, don't mess with me kind of situation, which is awesome. But it was too much, in my opinion. It's too much. Now, what's cool about it is that Captain Marvel had a storyline in the movie based off what I've read. Had a lot to do with the Kree, which has been mentioned before in the early Avengers movies when the Kree showed up. But like, if you didn't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you didn't really know who the Kree were, you know, because they talk about the Kree in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like non-stop. And that's actually one of the reasons I loved Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Its last season was kind of, but so maybe I should watch it. I don't know. Gave it a lot of backstory on Nick Fury. Oh, it does, huh? It's fair. Maybe that's why the ending of Endgame didn't really touch me too much when he showed up. He didn't have enough depth himself. Everybody's always like, Nick Fury's the guy. Nick Fury's the dude, man. I love Nick Fury. I'm just like, he's kind of like, he's just the event planner. I'm not knocking on him. That's what he is. Is it blasphemous to talk about DC in this chat? No, it is not. I absolutely love DC. Go for it, Travis. Captain Marvel isn't my favorite, says Amber, even if she has some powers that make her bad at using them, at least in my opinion. I did like the movie, but Captain Marvel in general isn't great at using her powers, in my opinion. Yeah, because it takes time for them. She didn't have enough play to develop them in between that movie and game. Like, there was no filler. You know what I mean? Like, it happened so fast. Like, she was just quick-witted with, like, instantly knew everything, and I need more backstory. Used to have Batman seat covers, says Taylor. Ooh. Let's talk about the Batman for a second. Anybody not seen this movie yet? Because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. Marge donated directly to you. Aww. God bless Marge. That's awesome, Marge. Thank you. Amber says, I like Batman, but they started getting too dark. Okay. We're going to talk here in a second. I'm going to keep it reading chat. Have not seen it. Okay. So we won't talk too much about details of what's going on in it, but I am going to address Amber Pierce's little statement there, because I'm a huge Batman fan too. Batman was originally a darker comic. It was actually a detective comic, right? And it, ironically enough, came out in Detectives comics, but Batman was originally just supposed to be some glorified detective who could solve any crime. The drama that ensues with him and his parents is what caused him to be Batman, right? So they're actually two separate entities in this, and nobody has touched base on it better than the animated series, and probably never will, my opinion. His story is dark, I do agree, yes, and it stems from a dark origin, so you're never going to be able to get around it. They didn't know how to write Marvel characters. She was emotionally flat and continues to be, but Jude Law's character kept telling her to control her emotions. That's fair for Captain Marvel. The animated series is so good. Animated series is unrivaled, bro. Every movie, every TV show, you cannot beat the animated series. Even Batman Beyond, nothing compared to the 90s animated series Batman. And I'm not just saying that because I grew up in the 90s. Like, if you rewatch, the storylines are pretty epic. You got Mark Hamill in the animated series. You can't knock Skywalker, bro. Never seen the animated series? It's definitely worth a watch. Definitely worth a watch. Musically, and then all the vehicles, and then all the villains. A lot of great villains. All the voice actors who did them, like I said, Luke Skywalker is the Joker and will always be the Joker to me. Nobody will ever do better than Mark Hamill, and I know that's saying a lot. You can fight me. But that's how I feel. You'll never get a better laugh out of the Joker than Mark Hamill's laugh. No. What other DC characters are there? Just depends. I mean, like, you could go down the Suicide Squad route if you want. You could do Dark Justice League. You could do regular Justice League. You could do Flash. All the individual characters from all the supergroups, they have their own comics. If you go the villain route, all the pretty much Batman villains are the big villains. It just depends on where you go, like what you're looking for. What's interesting about a lot of superheroes from the DC world is that they're usually all geniuses, or have something to that extent to help their character development. You love Poison Ivy? I saw a meme the other day, and it was Arnold Schwarzenegger and Uma Thurman in their costumes from Batman. What was it? Not Forever, the one after it. Oh, I can't remember. One with George Clooney. Anyway, the one with Poison Ivy and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's like, and then it had a picture of Batman on the side of it. It said, this guy was trying to cool off the world, and this girl was trying to regrow life, plant life, and here we are rooting for the billionaire trying to destroy them both. I was just like, oh my god, we've been trained. The Riddler and Scarecrow are my all-time favorite villains. Okay, Scarecrow, yes. Riddler, smart, but overdone, right? My opinions. I'm not disagreeing with you. These are my opinions. Have you ever heard of the villain called Clayface or Man-Bat? Two of my favorite villains, and they're both Batman villains. Poison Ivy's my girl. I'm so in love with her. Yeah. She's a deadly woman. Hey, Stan Lee did a comic based on Yoshiki of X Japan about a rock star who is a savior. That actually, I could get into that. Sounds pretty cool. And we chose the billionaire. Yeah, we of course we chose the billionaire. We got to see all his gadgets and stuff. Like, we got to know him more because they focused on him more. Like, let's do a straight villain struggle movie. Like, we got to see the Joker, right? And then the Joker 2 is coming out, right? We got to see all of that emotion, right? And that was great and everything, but like, I want to know the same stuff that they do for Batman. I want to see for like the villains. Like, does the Joker have a Joker mobile, right? Like, does he have a little gadget? Like, where does his hammer come from? How did he make it? You guys ever seen the hammer? Like, he'll go to swing it and a big boxing glove comes out of it. Like, where is that stuff? Like, come on, you guys can do better. We need a better class of villain. How does Heath Ledger said it? You need a better class of Gotham needs a better class of criminal. I forgot to mention earlier when we were talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, I have a Groot stuffed animal, says Amber Pierce. Pics. I don't know where I would see him. I can't get on Twitter on my internet for some reason. I can get on my phone though. Who is Poison Ivy, says Amber Pierce. Sorry, I don't know much DC. So Poison Ivy, did somebody already educate her? I don't want to restate. Poison Ivy is a long story. Woman who can control plant life and has the kiss of death because her lips saturated with venom, toxic venom. So anybody she kisses will like keel over. Pretty interesting character. You should look into it. Scientist gone wrong base. Yes, exactly. She was originally a scientist, right? And it happened to her. But in the movie where she was in, that, the Batman movie they did with her, she was actually an assistant to a scientist and was forced to be put in a experiment she didn't want to be in, which made her the way she is. So just little subtle differences. I wish movies didn't do that, ruin comics. They're wrapped up in plastic and never opened, so if I ever decide to open them up, I'll take pics for you. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. I loved Batman, Keaton Batman, and was terrified of Beetlejuice. Mom got me over that fear by saying it's just Batman. I thought Beetlejuice was such a weird movie when I saw it as a kid, and then like I was never like a fan. Like, I watch it now and I think it's funny, but like I didn't really care for it too much when I was a kid. Tim Burton's movies are so weird. Like, I love his direction and I love his artistic creativeness. And overall, I think he's a genius, but like sometimes I'll be watching this stuff and I'm just like, what were you on? Let's see. Got it at Disneyland, says Amber Pierce. You got the Groot thing? Yeah, Disney is marketing all the Marvel stuff like crazy right now. Never been to Disney. My nephew worked there, but I can't handle crowds. I don't think I could ever handle the idea of shelling out that much money to go to a theme park. I don't care how many rides are there or how short the lines may or may not be. She doesn't have a movie, but you can definitely look into her Wikipedia. Yeah, the only movie you're gonna get is the the Batman movie she was in. Why can't I remember the name of that movie? Let's see. Shia, it didn't work. Oh. Sorry, Amber. Shia is not Shia. That took me a second. I am not the greatest of crowds either, but I kind of get used to it, or only can be there for so long. I'm the same way, Amber. Like, that's how I feel. Is X-Men DC? No, X-Men is Marvel. It's a separate universe within the Marvel galaxy, I guess. Galaxy universe? You get what I'm saying. Like, they're basically two universes within the same... whatever. You got the DC, like, you got the Marvel, like, universe, and then you got the X-Men universe. Does that make sense? Like, they all coexist in some way or form or fashion, but, like, they're just separate story worlds. It's like the Spider-Verse. Like, Spider-Man has his own universe. Oh. No, you're good. My favorite X-Men is Nightcrawler.
Maybe into punk
Love
rock,
Nightcrawler.
soft rock,
Wish I had his powers.
or classic rock, R&B,
But
hip-hop,
yeah, it
house,
and I haven't talked comics with anybody in a long time. It's a lot of fun.
or techno country.
Marjorie says love him.
No matter what
I
kind
think
of music you listen to, here's
I
something
think I
else
forget
to
his
hear.
name.
Please
From
consider
X-Men
getting
2,
vaccinated.
the guy who
Talk to
did
your
Nightcrawler in
pharmacist
X-Men 2,
today
is probably the
about
best
COVID-19 vaccine
interpretation of
tomorrow.
Nightcrawler I've ever
Brought to
seen.
you by BioNTech
And then the
Pfizer.
guy who did it in the newer X-Men movies, he did a good job too. That was more reminiscent of like the cartoon series,
That's exactly why it makes sense to
like the
promote your business here.
the kids class X-Men. I forget what it was called, but they wore the yellow suits.
Can reach as broad or as narrow of an audience as you need.
Really love Todd
And
McFarlane's
connect
Spawn.
with them
Spawn was
where
really
visual
good. It
media
could have been a
can.
lot better, and I think they
Try
could
it today
redo
at
it and do
adstudio.spotify.com
really good with it.
or tap the
But
banner
at the
to
time
support.
of dark superheroes, like anti-heroes,
Thanks for listening to
is
Spotify.
after watching the second
really.
Venom movie, I don't think
You
it would
could have listened to the
succeed.
radio. You could have
It doesn't
spun
have
some
enough
vinyl.
hype.
You could have played a cassette tape. You could have listened to an
The second,
8-track
man,
tape.
I love Tom Hardy, man, but he really botched the second movie.
But you
Venom
listened
movie.
to Spotify.
I was
Thanks for
very
that.
disappointed.
And you still have
The
hundreds
animated
more
series, the
playlists
animated
to
series Spawn
enjoy.
was alright. Wasn't bad. I didn't get to watch a lot of it, but I've seen a few episodes. And do you remember the 90s movie Spawn when it came out? It was a little cheesy, but they did a really good job portraying McFarlane's art. Like, McFarlane has this art style about him. It's really like intricately primordial, I guess, the best way I could say it. And I love his artwork. His dragon artwork is fantastic, but like he did a really good job with the artwork on Spawn. Spawn's little clown dude creeped me out. Yeah, dude, but man, John Leguizamo did such a good job portraying that role. Y'all, I gotta hop out. It's almost time for bed, says Tate Taylor. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, we are doing that charity for Taylor. Everyone say goodnight to her as she goes to bed, prepares for the next day. Star Trek or Star Wars? Star Wars, duh. There's nothing wrong with Star Trek, but I like Star Wars better. All right, Taylor, you have a good night. Says bye. Thanks so much, everyone who donated. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you. Star Trek's okay. There's a lot of cool things about Star Trek. I used to watch Star Trek when I was a little boy. Like, what is his name? I can never remember his name. I feel bad. Like, I should know that. Like, I know this name. I can't get it out. He's the Captain Kirk. What's his name? He talks like this. Like, I can't remember him. Anybody know? Anybody know? Travis says, my favorite X-Men are the siblings Rogue and Nightcrawler. Yeah. William Shatner. Thank you. Thank you. It took me a second. I was like, I can't remember. I know his daughter's name. I can't remember his name. Like Star Trek, but yeah, Star Wars. And this Star Wars has evolved into such a thing now. Like, I remember being a Star Wars fan and being called a nerd. Like, being treated weird because I thought lightsabers were cool, right? And now it's like, everybody knows what a lightsaber means. You got a lightsaber, you a baddie. Like, you down if you got a lightsaber. I wish I had one. Like, you know those really fancy ones? There's a place, I don't remember where it is, it might be in Disney World, you can go to, you build your own custom lightsaber, and then like get the really fancy glass thing so that when you turn it on, it travels up it, and then, like, you swing it, it makes a sound and stuff. Oh, it'd be so cool. But they're like $300 and $400. They're crazy. So, you grew up with it? Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm terrible with names, artist actual name, and their character in movies. I tend to have a knack, but it always helps to have another set of eyes or another mind help you out with things. It happens though. Nelly says, I gotta go to bed too. The last birthday bummed me out. There was never a time when I didn't think 75 was old, and now I feel even older than that. Good night, Tay. Good night, all. Star Wars rock. Nelly, 75 and still kicking. I think you're doing just fine. And I hope you sleep very, very well, beautiful. Have a good night. We'll talk to you later. I'll be back soon. Whenever, probably this weekend, honestly. So, just sleep well. Have a good day tomorrow, okay? Your new Star Wars land at Disneyland is so cool. Is it? I've seen videos on YouTube, and it's like, you know, some of the skits that they do there, and I think it'd be cool to see. But at the same time, I feel like it's ruined it for me. It's, you know, because I've seen it online. So it's like, I always thought the Disney, the Pixar area there would be really cool to go to and see, what's his name? The turtle. Crash? I can't remember his name. You know, dude, that turtle. You can sit in the room and talk to him. And like, I want to do that. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be so cool, because like all the videos I've seen, I'm just cracked up on. What do you like to eat, dude? Turtle soup. It'd be fun. But like, I just can't get around. I can't get around paying that much to go to a park and then being around that many people all day, especially right now. Bro, my mom just got back from a cruise and she's like, I got COVID. I was like, big surprise, you know. Like, I'm glad you're okay, but damn. You're trapped on a boat with all these people going around the world. You're gonna see some stuff and get some stuff, I'm sure. She had a blast though, so I just hope she, you know, feels better soon. It is cool seeing in person because it really feels like you are in some of the places from Star Wars. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Look, I have an original Star Trek Enterprise. The saucer on top is to hold sauce and soy sauce in it. But you're gonna have to show me that, Marge. That sounds awesome. Only gotta go through like 10 minutes-ish so I can fully look. Fair enough. What was one of the, so like, I don't know if they have this everywhere else, but in Texas, and it's very few places now because it's not as popular as it was in the 90s. Has anyone ever heard of Medieval Times? If you haven't heard of Medieval Times, have you ever seen the movie The Cable Guy? Because it's the easiest reference I can give. But it's basically like a restaurant you go to and you get to sit around in a, it's inside, right? And it's an arena, like a jousting arena, but it's inside, and you eat all along, you know, the circle of the arena, and you like gotta eat turkey legs with your hands and no silverware kind of situation. Dude, it's so much fun, and you get to watch knights joust and fight, and like feels like you're back in medieval times. It's great, dude. I haven't been since I was a kid. I would love to go again. I love that kind of stuff, dude. And then like, y'all highly underestimate my my medieval passion. I love anything medieval, like castles, knights, in Celtic stuff too, so like Vikings, all that kind of stuff. I love that time frame. Like, I wouldn't ever want to be in that time frame, but I love looking at it. And then like mythological creatures like dragons and sea serpents and things like that, mermaids, they all fascinate me. Where is it? So the one that I know of is closer to Dallas, in between here and Dallas. So about 3 or 4 hours away. But there's not many of them in Texas. So if there's not many in Texas, I don't know how many there are in other states. You worked at the Renaissance Fair? Renaissance Fair is awesome. Haven't been in years. Like, I don't think I've been since 2015. Last time I went was with Cassie and my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law just bought me a ton of mead and beer. Like, she bought me beer. She bought Cass a whole bottle of mead. And she just bought me beer all day, kept me drunk. She's like, we're having fun today. You want a beer? I was like, yeah, sure. You done with your beer? No, I still got a little bit. Well, stop being a bleep and drink a... Okay. I left that place with such a buzz. I didn't know how to act. But now I was running into people dressed up in costumes all day, and I took a picture with every single one I could find. And I was like, it's a really good costume, man. Can I take a picture? Yeah, sure, no problem. Drinking honey mead. I'm not a huge mead fan. Like, sad to say, but like, Cassie enjoyed it, and I've just never been huge on mead. It tastes weird to me. It's like IPAs. It's like they taste weird to me. Have you seen Marlin TV series on Netflix? Merlin? Is it good? It is good, but a little cheesy, but I really enjoy it. The ending isn't my favorite though. However, it is worth watching in my opinion. Okay, I'll check it out. Gotta go, guys. I love you. It was nice seeing you. Talk to you later, says Paulina. Paulina, good luck tomorrow. All right, let me know how it goes. You got this. IPAs are gross. Like, if you like IPAs, that's fair. I preferably do not. I don't want them. That tastes better with honey. Everything tastes better with honey. Honey's like the bomb. It's funny, I didn't appreciate honey until I was older. Like, I used to think it was too thick, or like it didn't taste quite as sweet as it should, or it was too sweet, whatever it may be. I didn't know what to put it on, you know. But now, put a biscuit in front of me. You better have some honey with that biscuit. Honey butter biscuits. Let me tell you about some honey butter biscuits, man. I'll give fat awesome honey butter biscuits. The other night I made toast and put butter on and honey on it. Hey, you ain't got biscuits, toast is the next best thing. That's what I do when I don't have bread for like spaghetti and stuff. I'll just make my own. Take a piece of bread and toast it and then butter it with some garlic butter. It's just like having the real thing. It's actually nicer because it's not as thick. So, cornbread and honey. I've actually never tried that. Is it any good? Because cornbread's already sweet enough for me. It's a little dry, but, you know, not bad. That's one thing I can't stand. Have you ever had a food that's like, it's delicious, right? But it's so dry. Like biscuits, cornbread. Is there any other food? Like sometimes turkey, if you get the wrong part of the turkey or cook it wrong. Like, ugh. Sarah with an H says, I gotta go. It was nice to see everyone tonight. Stay safe and hydrated. Thank you very much, Sarah with an H. I hope you have a great day tomorrow. Sleep well tonight, okay? Usually cornbread isn't my favorite. However, the honey makes it so good. Cornbread and chili? Bro. Cornbread and chili is the bomb. Ugh. Yum, 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 yum. I'm so hungry right now. I'm waiting for payday so I can go eat, man. Like, I got enough to last me till payday, and then I gotta go grocery shopping again. So, I have a new appreciation. You guys are gonna be proud of me. Because at this job, like, I'm outside all day, right? 10 hours straight, on my feet. I get 30 minutes for lunch, that's it, right? I'm not thinking about it, though, because I'm constantly moving, and I'm enjoying the work that I'm doing, because I know how to do it. No one bothers me. I'm expected to do stuff, and I do it, right? But like throughout the day, I've been drinking water non-stop. Like, I had 7 bottles of water the other day, right? And then I have a new appreciation for fruits, grapes, watermelon especially, oranges, anything with like a nice pulpy, juicy fruit, right? And I'll munch on it all day, and it keeps me hydrated, and it keeps me full, and keeps me going. So 7, can't drink that much. Well, I'm sweating non-stop, so it's like I'm constantly drinking water. And then if I feel like I can't handle water, I'll take the little flavoring packets for water and I'll make like some lemonade or something. So what do? I change oil and do preventative maintenance on vehicles. So I'm not doing inspections. I don't think I'm gonna get that far because like I've done it before and it is easy work, but it gets very repetitive, and to be fair, I don't want to be expected to do too much at a job that I don't really intend on being at very, very long. So find it like it's a great job and I'm happy to be there, and I enjoy what I do, but I don't want to be doing it for very long. So, and I'm honest about that. Turn the mutes down for a little bit. Wow, 7 can't drink that much. 7's not that much, to be fair. I've drank I drank 60, what was it, 120 gallons, 120 ounces in one day one time. Like, it's over a gallon. So I'm so picky with my fruits, which is unfortunate. I don't try, but I am. So I've never been a huge fan of watermelon. Really not the biggest fan of watermelon. It's a weird story, but like growing up, you guys ever watch Rugrats? You guys ever watch Rugrats? There's an episode of Rugrats where they say if you swallow a watermelon seed, it'll grow in your stomach. You guys remember that? And it freaked me out for years. And I feel so stupid talking about it now, but it freaked me out for years. And then like I would eat watermelon and would never be like ripe, I guess, or juicy enough, or like sweet enough, or whatever it may be. Was at work the other day and I'm just dying. It's so hot. And one of my buddies, Alfredo, he brings in a watermelon every so often, and he cut it up, and I was just like in and out of the back room grabbing a piece of watermelon between cars. It's like so good. And so now I have a newfound appreciation and obsession with watermelon. Who knew? So I'm so picky with my fruits, which is unfortunate. I don't try, but I am. I'm the same way too. My favorite is pineapple, then grapes, and then oranges, and then watermelon. But watermelon's trying to make trying to fight its way to the top. So I went to my friend's mother-in-law's for Thanksgiving. She's an older African-American woman who makes cornbread the way it's meant, with a pan of boiling oil, and she drips it in. Oh, makes clumps of it. Oh my God, it sounds so good. Basically deep fried cornbread batter. Yep, that's the way you do it. Watermelon was so good when I was younger, but they aren't as good anymore. You have to have a perfect watermelon, which is hard to find. So Amber, I don't know where you're from, in terms of like what you have store wise, where you're from. But we have a place called HEB. Just the bomb. All kinds of fruit. And when I was doing my apple tasting, that's where I would go get my apples from. And they usually serve only like the ripest watermelons and fruits. And so anything you get there is pretty much guaranteed to be good. And it's the only place I'll buy a watermelon from. So it's the only place I'll eat watermelon from, to be honest. Kroger's alright. Kroger has some good watermelon too. So, collard greens. Oh my God, I can't wait to go back. Collard greens are good though, dude. They're good. I was introduced to it when I was what was that? My dad used to have a garden, like this huge garden. We had like 1/4 acre of land, and the back corner of it was my dad's garden, and he would grow everything. I remember that's how I learned to love salsa, because he grew peppers all the time and tomatoes. So he would make homemade salsa, and I would be his little taste tester. And I would tell him, I was like, amp up the spice, amp up this, or whatever. And he grew collard greens one time and served them to me. And I was like, what is this, spinach? And he's like, it's kind of like spinach. He's like, but it's not. Like, just eat it. Okay. It was spinach. It tastes exactly like spinach. So, let's see. I am so excited for Arson by J-Hope. Have you heard or seen the trailer? I have not seen or heard anything since Festa, because I have been busy at my new job and I haven't really had time for anything other than that. But I'm going to be kicking it in gear this weekend, and I am going to be filming a little bit. So the first thing up is probably going to be more, and then I had to do some catch up work with some of the other stuff, and then I've got one video saved that I want to watch. I have been waiting patiently from the creator. I think I'm just gonna, because I asked them permission if I could watch it because I didn't want to get popped with anything. Because it looks like it's gonna be a good video. But they haven't responded, so I'm gonna do it anyway and hope for the best. Not gonna, not gonna claim any money or anything on it. I never do. So hopefully they'll let it slide. We'll see. But no, I haven't seen or heard anything, so I don't even really know what's going on. So, and then I've been dealing with my own depression and stuff, so I'm honestly haven't been really in touch with anything. So, but we're good. We're coming out of it. That's what's important. So I like apples, pears, oranges, watermelon. I can't stand pears. It tastes like the skin is a texture thing for me. Ugh. It's like a cat's tongue. Oh my god, I saw the trailer. I can't wait, says Marge. You Will Love More by J-Hope. I hope so. See how I did that? No, I have absolutely every all the faith in the world that I will, because J-Hope's never come out with a bad thing in his life. Yes, please do more. I will absolutely wait for you to do my prize song. Fair enough. Let's see. I have to get up early on Saturday. I'll probably do it Saturday night. Have it out for you guys on Sunday. So it just depends on how tired I am. I shouldn't be too tired, but if not, definitely by Sunday night. So no promises. I plan on streaming again on Sunday, so hopefully we can make time for everything. But definitely gonna be slowly getting back into all this jazz. Not long though. Okay, that's fair. I don't care how long it is. I need to have the energy. Otherwise, we'll be having some some bon voyage moments where I start drifting off because I'm so tired. I don't want that, So, I need to get back into that too. I miss Bon Voyage and Run BTS, but Bon Voyage more. Bon Voyage is so relaxing to watch. So relaxing. You guys, I don't know how many of y'all are in Patreon. Let me talk about Patreon real quick before we get rolling in this other story. I'm going to be adjusting Patreon soon. So if you plan on investing, just hang tight. And I'll let you know when it's fixed, because we're going to be switching up everything. Like, all the shows and stuff are going to stay the same, but I'm going to make it more accessible for people to come in and join. So, and you won't have to spend as much money, which is great. So just hang tight. All right. If you've been supporting me, you want to keep doing it, I'm not going to tell you no. I appreciate you. I love you. I still have supporters, even though I haven't put anything out in a while. And let me tell you right now, you guys fed me this week. Okay. But, and I don't even know how to express my gratitude for that situation, but thank you. But we're going to make it more accessible. I'm going to move, we're going to eliminate all the tiers. I'm going to have one tier, and it's going to be $1. That way, anyone who wants to come in, watch anything they want, they can do it. I'm going to release all the stuff I already have pre-recorded on that day. And then, anyone who's already been in for a certain period of time, I'm going to give y'all I'm going to make a new Discord room. It's going to be a public Discord room. I got to get some mods together first. And I'm going to make that open to the public. I have one that's going to be closed off to a few people because I already have one in existence, and that group's kind of like, they don't want like a crowd of immense amount of people coming in, so I'm going to make a separate room, and they're all going to join in on it too. So that one's just like for event, like I talk to them about everything, and when I need to plan stuff, they're the ones I go to, and like it's how we got this fundraiser together. You guys have access to me at all points in time. You guys are more than welcome to message me. My name on Discord is the same as my YouTube channel name, so just type it in. If you want to add me, and I'll take care of you. So that's the plan for the future. And then I'll have another tier. It'll just be a donation tier. If anybody wants to donate, they can go to that. So like if you're just like, I want to give more than $1, that'll be for that. So because I've got a few people who've done that to me, March. So but that is the plan. I'm hoping to have it rolled out by August, but don't quote me on it. But I'm just looking out for you guys. So joining, says Amber. I hope so. Discord's a lot of fun. It's been really, really quiet because we've all been so busy. So it hasn't been active. And I've been wanting to throw out a link, but I also know there are people out there who will grab that link and do bad things with it. And so I'm planning it very, very carefully. Okay? So just trust me, I'm looking out for everyone. Oh, I love you too. Gotta have Crystal Snow for B and Louder Than Bombs for me. Yes. God, I've been putting off Crystal Snow forever. It sucks because I've heard an instrumental, but I haven't heard the actual song, and the instrumental sounds absolutely gorgeous. So, put that over there so I don't eat anymore. But other than that, man, it's just been really, really busy, and I'm really, really struggling. I know it's sad, you guys. Like, let me tell you about the level of where I was a couple of days ago. The thought of, I don't think, and I'm not saying this now, okay? Because I'm not thinking this now, but I was thinking this a couple of days ago. I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this anymore in terms of this. And Cass looked at me and she said, shut up. She said, shut up. I was like, okay. She's like, you can do it. She's like, I know that you would be lost if you didn't do it, so you should do it. She's like, but you need to calm down. It's like, everything's going to be okay. Stop freaking out. And I was just like, you know, teary. Oh, no, no. You know, I was in a bad spot, and she pulled me out, so saved me from myself. You know what I mean? And I actually am extremely glad she did. I'm actually extremely glad I just got on today. Even we didn't do much, we didn't like have any games or anything, just sitting here talking with you guys, joking around, telling stories. This is 2020 vibes right here, guys. This is what we used to do. You guys remember this? I miss those days, dude. I miss those days with passion. I hate the world and what it was in terms of its situation, but in terms of everything we had, take me back. Golden days. So, and it's nice to see a lot of all familiar faces, because a lot of people from that time were in here tonight. And so it was very, oh man, good times, dude. Good times. Extra Live Bakery, dude. If we can keep this up, we can get that back. And that's the hard part about it, is that I'm responsible for keeping this up, and I don't always have the energy. So some you guys might actually have to like demand it from me from time to time. Just hop on Twitter and be like, you need to stream. Okay, I'll figure something out. So, all hail the Empress. Yeah, she's the rock that holds this, you know, this banner down from flying off. So, I love talking to everyone and you. I appreciate you guys. You guys don't know how much I appreciate you guys. It's oftentimes, and Discord knows this well because I've talked to them, I miss being social, you know, and not necessarily going out, right, and doing anything, but like when all that happened, this was new to me. I didn't know anything about anything, or in general, like BTS or anything. You guys took me there, you know, and in turn, this became like the new hangout for me and for a lot of people. And I really wish I hadn't slowed down on the streams, but at the time I was naive. I didn't know any better, and kind of fell apart at that seam, and I want to put that seam back together. So I would love to join your Discord. However, I have no idea how to use it. Oh, don't worry. If you don't know how to use it, I will have an like a tutorial video for everyone to watch, which I will post on YouTube. So you guys know, if you do join and you want to be part of it, you will have something to help you. So I did it for the last round. I'll do it for this round coming up. And that way you guys don't have to worry. So it'll be very, very easy to follow. So, and you can ask Marge, and Taylor's not in here, but you can ask Marge, because I'm going to make an exact duplicate of what we have now and just make it open to the public. Marge can tell you how much stuff's in there. And when it is popping, it's busy. So, one stick at a time is exactly right. Can't rebuild the house unless you pick up the first stick, right? Hopefully not building a house out of sticks, though. stitch. There you go. One stitch at a time. Get that seam going back. We'll get there. We'll get there. It won't ever look the same, but it'll always be there. And that's what, as long as it's working and we can remember, that's all that's important. But nice. Yeah, it's fun. Dude, when we're popping, we're gonna, like, if we can get it together and the public thing, takes off a little bit, people want to get involved, it can be a lot of fun. Like, right now it's dead. Like, everybody's busy with life and stress, and it's totally understandable because, like, I mean, I'm going through it myself. Like, I'm hardly ever on there, and I feel bad about that. But you want to play games again, like the marble game? That's on Twitch, though. Would anybody even be interested in watching me on Twitch and playing games with me on Twitch? Because that takes time. I'd have to plan a day for that. The marble game was fun, though. Marbles is always fun. A couple of y'all are still playing. I introduced y'all to that game. We had fun. I was shoutcasting that whole game. Or like when Swiss and Purple and everybody got in on Stream Racer, and like Swiss took the race out of nowhere. That was such an epic race. But yeah. We'll get into it. I was thinking about Twitch the other day, and I'm like, man, I really need to do a lot of things with it. I have some alerts I've got to refix because my program crashed at some point. I guess when I got the new computer, it all got erased. And then, like, the bakery? Not playing marble game. I meant in the bakery. I want to play games again. The marble game. Oh, we could do the marble game is Twitch only, so you have to be on Twitch, but we could do games again in Discord. And then could do the guessing game again. That was always fun, finding little snippets from videos, trying to figure out where they were from. So, but definitely need to do that. You should get to know the channel John Reeves Reacts. I think you will like him. He's a metal fan and just discovering BTS, but he is awesome. He would love to talk to people like you and other ARMY. You can let him know. I'll be glad to talk to him. I'll be glad to, correspond with anybody, to be fair. Like, I'm non-judgmental, and I love seeing the newbies go in just like I did. So, I think it'd be cool. It'd be cool. Except Margie said those got hard. Yeah, we were getting pretty creative with those. Pretty creative. I'm trying to remember who. Purple watches this one guy, and she's gotten really into him. And I sat down and watched one of his live streams the other day, and he actually gets to watch stuff without being reported, which is, God, I wish I had that luxury. And I was just like, man, like, I could see why everybody's really into him, He's active. He does a lot of gyrations and gesticulations and stuff when he's moving. He's got a lot of stuff in his room. Like, but yeah. So one reactor made a douche out of himself. How? Is it Kid Dad? I have no idea. I don't keep up with too many reactors. Like, I have a few that I watch, and it's just because I respect their work. And I've done videos on some of them, what you got to say. Oh, God, I respect their work. I don't know how they pull it off, but they always have such a good, like, every video is good. And then, was it Love the Basics or Just the Basics? He always brings new insight to a video. Like, I'll see stuff and he'll say something about it. I'm like, I never thought about that. That's crazy. So, he reacted to Spring Day and made fun. I hope he gets canceled. You don't mess with the Queen. So, only a few reactors you totally like as well. What you got to say is good, yeah. And genuinity. How do you say that? People who are genuine are they pull me in like magnets, and I can smell it a mile away if you are or you're not. So it's like, be real or be gone, It was murdered by ARMY. It's a sad day. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Don't disrespect her. Get out. So he came back and watched the videos about the fairy and is genuinely sorry. Reacted to it, and it's now ARMY. And that's fair. And give my philosophy, you always get a second chance. Show us that you're sincere and genuine, and everybody makes mistakes. It happens, you know, but like in the event that he didn't have enough warning, because I had a ton of warning about Spring Day. People were like, hey, you need to understand this is this situation and this is what happened. Please give it the attention it deserves. I was like, yeah, no problem. And the more I dug into it, it's like, we need to go deep with this. And that's why I have what I have on my channel, which is, honestly, I've never been able to see anybody else dig in that deep. Then I'm not tooting my own horn, because I'm just saying, like, I remember YouTube tried to take it down and I begged them not to take it down and they agreed with me. So, because I was just like, it's so informative and you guys are just going to take it away from me. Don't do that, please. You know, like, so we came back and watched the video. Okay. And said, I appreciate that he didn't stay silent. He fessed up and reacted again after understanding. And that's what's the responsible thing to do, I think, is that if you make a mistake, own up to it. Like, don't hide from it. Don't lie about it. Don't pretend like it didn't happen, because we all saw what we saw. We all know what we know. And if you didn't know that, that's fair. We'll give you the opportunity to learn, right? But don't just immediately dismiss, because that's not what this is supposed to be about. And it's like, if you make, you know, and in that event, it's more than Army, you know, it's more than BTS. It's a situation that happened, and it's a political catastrophe. And it's just like, this is a real world event. It's not something to joke about, you know. And empathetically speaking, you should have felt it when you watched it. But if you, in the event that you didn't, which he obviously didn't the first go around, or at least have the knowledge about it, take the time to understand it. And if you take time to understand it and admit those mistakes, then I've got no issue with you. No. Destructive Media is another good channel. He just discovered BTS too. He is a metal fan and a rap fan. He's genuine too. He's willing to react to songs that aren't his style, but appreciates it and the lyrics as well. I can appreciate and respect that. Anybody who takes the time to do all that has got my respect. But as I said before, you need to be able to see it outright and not have to sit there and wait to determine whether or not you suspect someone of not being genuine. What's up, KSJ? Like, I don't want to have to sit there and question your ethics about what you're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, he just reacted with bad guessing. It was ugly. And I mean, I'm not innocent. I did the same thing with Black Swan. So, and I wasn't being mean or anything, but it was just like coming with those preconceived notions, and it just cringe city, you know? So, but good for him for you know, taking some responsibility. That's more than I could say for a lot of people. So that's pretty cool though. And it's just a whole slew of new reactors out right now. Like, it's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up. My relevance, I wouldn't even say I'm entertainment anymore. I feel like I'm more of an educational source. Does that make sense? Like, you only come to me if you want to dig. Like, you want to dig deep into this, I'll do it for you. And I'll take you on a ride. But, like, if you're just here for the oohs and the ahs, it's not me. And I'm sorry, but that's not my style. Never has been, never will be. So, reminds me of the old days. I know. You should have been in here earlier. We're just popping off earlier. Ever since, the Fiesta Live Black Swan has a whole new meaning to me. Oh, I don't think have I seen that one? I've seen a lot of versions of Black Swan. Oh, the Festa Live Black Swan. Yeah, dude, that was epic. That was epic. The wings. That was crazy. It's difficult to see reactors who are really new because they have no clue what they react to. But that's every reactor, Marge. You can't hold someone responsible for that. Like, especially if they never heard of it. There's a lot of people who were never exposed to it. I was never exposed to it. I only knew of it because of what I had seen, you know. And you guys pulled me through it, and I was so thankful for you guys, because there were haters who were trying to bring me down, and I was just trying to learn. And but you know, the people who really wanted to see me succeed and understand, they helped me. And I think that's what every reactor needs. And the guy who, sorry, I already forgot his name, I don't mean to be rude, the guy who made that mistake, the people who told him hey, this is why you're getting so much grief. You know, you need to rewatch it with the understanding. Those people who guided him, they're the ones who are like y'all to me, right? They're the ones who cared enough to take time and show someone like, look, you don't just walk into this place demanding stuff. You have to, you know your role. Yeah. So no, sorry. When the guys were discussing the break, focusing more of their solo works, dude. Can we talk about that for a minute? How do you even feel about a situation like that? Like, I don't know about you. I was a little heartbroken to watch that live, and to come up with, you know, all those thoughts and stuff, just hearing that they were going to be taking a break. But at the same time, I think we've been expecting something of the nature for the last couple of years, and if that's what they want to do, and it helps them creatively, you know, so that we can get the kind of content that exists within the BU. It doesn't have to be BU, but to get that kind of content in the songs that they decide to do for the future. If they need a break in order to make that happen, I'm about it. I'm about it because I want quality. I want quality over quantity, to be fair. So, say I know. I mean, the ones that think BTS is just some, okay, yeah, that's fair. Disrespect those. I wouldn't even be disrespectful, but just pay no mind to him, you know. Also, Brad, I feel bad for him that Spring Day was the first BTS reaction. It's a lot to take on. That's a lot to take on. But if he's gonna make a bang, by getting something wrong, that's the best video to do it to. So who's to say that it wasn't pre-planned? You know, knowing that you'd get that big of a reaction out of getting it all wrong. I don't know. I don't think that was the case, but it, you know, my mind thinking is as shady as it can be that, you know, it's a possibility. So I honestly was sadder that they were hurting for so long. I'm happy for them and for what they're doing. Yes, agreed. And you could see it. Let's be real. You could see it. I think after Life Goes On, I kind of already knew. You know what I mean? Like you could see it in Junie's face. Like, he does not hide his anger and frustration well. He does a good job, but he doesn't do it well. So, I was actually happy because it's the right time. The military's coming, and they deserve to be where they want to be. Fair enough, Marge. Who knows? It could have been. I'm telling you right now, there have been many Run BTS episodes. There have been many interviews. There have been many dance practices and concert performances where you can see Junie doing his face, right? We all know it. It's like he's embarrassed, but he's raging at the same time. That has been going on since Life Goes On. After Life Goes On. And I think that that's fair enough assessment. Could totally see it. Kind of knew for a while they needed a break, and I'm New Army. You see that they were getting tired. Yeah, and then consistency. Don't get me wrong. Every song that they've come out with over the last 2 years has been a blessing. Like, in creative, and like for anyone who didn't know about BTS and would never really kind of cope with the Korean lyrics, for them to be doing English lyrics is a great way to bring in all kinds of new listeners. I think it's genius. Absolute genius, right? But not what we know. Does that make sense? Not what we love, right? We loved it. Don't get me wrong, but it's not what I have kind of condoned as BU quality content. So, and I would be lying if I didn't say I had thoughts in my head where it's like, it's not BU. I don't want any part of it. Like I've been in that mood before. I think they were tired before the pandemic, and then they were left without an option. I don't think they were tired before the pandemic. I think they were disappointed because of the pandemic, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Because they had to learn to cope, and then the coping is what drove them to exhaustion. I like their English song, but it isn't like the Korean Japanese song. Exactly. The quality is just not is equal. And to be fair, they didn't write some of the English stuff, and so that makes more sense. But it's kind of like they lost a little bit of themselves when COVID came, and it just, the vibe just wasn't shaking right, you know? So I'm kind of glad that they're deciding to do what they want to do. And that's kind of nice to see after, what, 8-9 years of not being able to? Like, come on, guys. Like, you guys are well deserved. Don't feel bad about this. Don't cry. We love you guys. And playing a new album that just didn't happen. And honestly, I do love the B album. B album is, from what I've heard on it so far, is can't knock it. Can't knock it. That just makes me want to listen to Blue and Gray. So, but and so it's I've got a lot of stuff to go through. Even if they never came back, I still have so much stuff to go through and to be fascinated with. But at one point in the day, one day, I'm gonna have to make a decision of expansion to another react. I'm gonna have to start reacting to other stuff as well. And I almost don't even want to. Like, here's how I see it. I don't think I'll ever listen to another group in reaction fashion. Does that make sense? Like, I'll continue to listen to other groups after the fact. But if this channel ends, it will be the end of this channel. Does that make sense? Like, I will still be doing YouTube, but I will just make another channel and do something else, because I feel like it would be wrong to taint the sources of all the things that I've done for regards to BTS by doing anything else on this channel, which is why I didn't get rid of my other videos that I did before BTS, but I hid them because I want this to be strictly BTS based. And everything I do is in relation to that, and I want it to stay that way. Even if I gotta go or I want to do something else, I will leave this channel the way it is, and it will always stay this way. So, just out of respect, and I think it's the right thing to do. So, let's see, what else you guys saying? JK hasn't even breathed outside of BTS. That's fair. That's fair. You got to think about that. They're all individuals, and I love each of them. The Beat album is my first album I bought, and the album itself feels comforting and can really feel their love. It just is different from their other albums. Besides Proof, fair. And you know what's funny is the resolution in the album itself, because like you can hear this. I've only heard the ballads essentially, and then some of the things I've heard on I can't remember the name of the game, the little Guitar Hero game on the phone. I can't remember it. Rhythm Hype. And then some of the songs I've done on that. I have not gotten Proof yet. Will be getting it. But right now, I don't, like, I literally have like $20 in my bank account. I get paid Friday. I have enough to cover bills till then. And then I'm on the process of building myself back up right now. So I can't really afford anything. And I honestly haven't done anything else because I've been in such a dark place the last couple months. So, but that's just me. I'm through it. We got through the rough stuff. We're going to be going to the good stuff soon. I just have to get back on my feet. Might just send me one. Send it to me. I'll listen to it. I'll make a thing out of it. You guys don't understand. Like, if y'all ever sent me anything, I'm probably gonna make a video or something related to it, unless you ask me not to, which you've done before, Marge. You know that. But like, yeah, if music ever gets sent to me, like, regardless of what it is, I'll open it and I will listen to it. And if it's something you guys want me to do reaction to, like, if you guys want me to do something, the easiest way to do it is just to send it to me. Like, especially if it's a physical thing. Like, I have no way to say no to you if it's already in my face, you know? like, okay, I guess we're doing this. And, yeah, so I might just send you one of the compact version, but it's all CDs. Well, see, the thing is, if you send me a CD and I have it, I can always find it on YouTube, you know, and listen to it and do reaction stuff to it. But to have a CD, I still love CDs. I still have CDs. Like, I got a CD from, when was the last CD I got? In California. Andrea, I think. And I haven't seen her in a while on here. I wonder how she's doing. She gave me the last Linkin Park CD, and I still have it in the truck. I'm still listening to it. That was over a year ago, so I still listen to CDs. Namjoon must have so much pressure on him, especially since he is the leader. He probably ain't got no pressure on him right now. They all just decided to take a break, which you're probably right. He probably has a ton of it. I hope out of all of this, I hope that Yoongi gets better with English, and when he returns, he's just speaking English like Namjoon. I think that would be so cool. Because I know that he really, really wants to accomplish that, and I want him to accomplish that. Paul Taylor wannabe, we all appreciate Namjoon to death. Absolutely. Yes, yes, and more yes. So I'm sad that J-Hope's album isn't a physical album with a CD, just a digital download and a few postcards. To be fair, that's probably to save money. Because the costs for making solo album don't come out of Hybe, they come out of his pocket. So I can respect it. You'll have it on Friday. Will I now? That's 2 days. Less than 2 days. Don't be like that. Take your time. Alright? Still getting almost cussed. Still getting stuff together. I'm trying not to cuss. Listen, let me know what cards you pull. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, it would be great to have a proof album. Let's actually, because like, you see this right here? Eventually there's going to be 1 shelf and 2 shelves, and I'm putting all my stuff up on it. So, and then we'll like start angling the camera, like it'll be like, but see my screen and stand her in the way, so gotta fix that. No, Hybe won't allow the physical album. Oh wow, okay. Obi-Wan did it though. I thought they were allowed to do, if they're allowed to do their own albums, how come they can't have a physical album if they're trying to do this and it not just be SoundCloud stuff? Because I don't, sorry, music's on, I don't have it up. Because that just doesn't make sense to me. So Yoongi would be awesome if he could speak English. I think he would call other people BS more respectfully. You're right. I didn't even think about that. That's cool. Oh, how cool would it be to how cool would it be to hear Yoongi shut someone down in English? Oh, sorry, I'm bumping my mic. That was too much. Oh wow. I could just see his death stare and then call somebody a fake, or like cussing them out, or you know, saying something disrespectful to him that they got no response to. Hope he's actually not happy about it. Yeah, I can imagine he's not. Physical copies, you can't just be physical. Like digital copies are great, but it's just a number. Physical copies are what make you feel like you're doing something. To have something physical in the world, feels more like you've made a mark rather than something digital. I make digital stuff all the time, and I still feel like I didn't do nothing, like I didn't do anything, even though I can go back and rewatch it a million times. Like there's only so much gratification you can get out of creation when it's just in the ether, if that makes sense. So you can speak English, he understands more than he speaks though. Yeah, I know that. Because I've seen him in interviews, and when people talk in English, and he just giving them the stink eye because he knows, you know, like, I don't know. He's smarter than all of us, let's just be real. I think some armies complained about not wanting a physical album, at least that is what I've heard. To be fair, let's be fair, I've already explained to the ether part of it. On the other side of things, the fan side of things, if there is no physical album and there's only digital copies, you can never run out of digital copies. That makes sense? So maybe a little pull on both sides. So we all know Yoongi is secretly fluent in English. He is. Don't let him trick you. Don't let him trick you. He also answers questions without a translation in interviews, and see, that's how I noticed it, because I noticed he would understand, but he would respond in Korean. I'm like, this guy's fluent already. We already know. He ain't tricking nobody. Billboard, yep. I really am just anxious to see what their solos bring to the table. You know, what are we gonna get out of that in that aspect? And then how it's all going to culminate to their return, and then like when will that be? What will they look like? What will they be able to do and not do? You know, it's all going to be one big long ride. We'll see. Why can't they do both physical and digital? Then people can pick. That's fair. That's fair. But if you release physical and digital, the fans are just going to be asking for different types of photo cards in each one, and then it'll be another show of like a show, you know. There'll be more grief than they'll know what to do with, because it's just like, can't please everybody, and even by trying to please everybody, you're still gonna piss some people off. So I don't know. Says Amber, you can buy any of their albums digitally. That's the thing, you can buy any album digitally, but the physical copies, it's like how can I put it in today's terms? So like, I don't want to say NFTs because not everybody knows how those work. If I were to print 15 albums, right, and let's do concert tickets. Okay, concert tickets is a good one. So let's say that they have a concert and it's for the world, right, and there's only so many seats at this concert. The value goes up exponentially, and that's what people are looking for, is value. Even if they're never intending on selling it, they want the value, and they're trying to get everything they can, and it's a bit greedy, to be fair, but to them that means more. And not everybody cares about that kind of stuff, but there are people who do, right? And sometimes you can buy physical things and get extras with it that you can't get with digital stuff, and vice versa. So whatever, it isn't that important, but physical copy is just different. Fair enough. And it's like having a record versus a CD. That's the same concept, you know. They both do the same thing, but one sounds crisper than the other. And that would be like that may be the only reason you ever buy both. But like, to have it, you know, if you're a collector especially, it's like, yeah, I got it all. No, it's just a thing. It's just a thing. I don't even know if it means anything. It's just a thing. They're still doing things together. Run BTS is still happening. I want them to be happy. A few of the members want to get married and have kids. If they're always together, it would be harder for them to find someone. Be almost impossible for it to work if they're always together. And you have to think about this. Everything has a shelf life, and I'm not saying that they don't have anything left in them or they don't have anything left to offer. But burnout's real, man. And if you spend your whole life doing something, the same thing over and over again, you will get it. You will get burnt out. End of story. That's why we take breaks. That's why I take breaks between videos. So I don't always do, like in the beginning I was pushing what, like 8 videos a day, right? And I barely get one out every month. Like, it's fair. There's nothing wrong with it. Can't wait for June and Tay to have I can't wait for them to have kids if they get married, but I read that wrong. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I thought you meant together. I was like, prettiest babies in the world. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can't wait for any of them to have kids. I hope they all find what they're looking for and they end up happy, because that's what really matters. Could you imagine June and Tay having a kid together? Tay June would be the prettiest baby in the world. The most extreme gut check dispositions, like would be interesting. I can see it. That would happen. What if like they're friends? Like, what if the kids end up being best friends, or like there's some super group that happens from their kids? That would be crazy. Who would cook? Jin. Jin's gonna be cooking forever. He loves to cook. Uncle Jin. be so happy to hear that any one of them are with someone that they love. I'll be happy to hear that any one of them are dating somebody, but imagine you get to hear that they're gonna have a kid. I would be through the roof for them. Jin is the mom? Oh, come on now. Y'all goofy. Y'all goofy. Alright. Okay, it's 9:49. I gotta get up early. I'm gonna get off here. I appreciate
Thanks
all
for
of you
listening to
for being here
Spotify.
today.
No,
I'm gonna cut
really.
these commercials off because
You could
that's
have
not how
listened.
I'm going out. Just gonna pause this whole thing because it's bugging me. Bam, there we go. I appreciate all of you for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and making me laugh, making me feel welcome again. Thank you for donating. I appreciate all of you. If you're watching this after the fact, you want to donate, the donation links are in the description. And this will be going on until the 25th and probably a little after as well. Let's see, let me finish reading chat. You guys are going crazy. I actually feel J-Hope is more of a mom in my opinion. They say Jin is a mom and June is dad. And y'all are goofy. Y'all are goofy. All right, and I love each and every one of you. Okay, but I'm getting out of here. All right, I'll see you guys soon. All right, probably this weekend. Y'all stay safe. All right, have a good week. Have a good day tomorrow. Sleep well. All right, love you guys. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I'll check you guys later.